Bounce pass, Barker. She's got it. Right side layup, good. Right corner three. Switch. Nye driving, floater in the paint, kicks out no good. Put back, rattles home.
Crimson Tide women's basketball is on the air on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Left wing launches a three-pointer, hits a three-pointer. Alabama's tied this game at 75. Top of the key with a three. Give it to her.
Crimson Tide women's basketball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama One Credit Union, a proud supporter of Crimson Tide women's athletics. Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. And by the Alabama Department of Public Health, who reminds us, don't wait, vaccinate. Now let's go courtside. Here's Roger Hoover.
After 3 of the last 4 games were on the road for the Alabama Crimson Tide, it is good to be home as the Crimson Tide are back inside Coleman Coliseum today, taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores. Welcome everybody, and Roll Tide. This is Roger Hoover, glad to welcome you to Tuscaloosa here courtside at Coleman Coliseum for Alabama against Vanderbilt. Crimson Tide, 19th ranked team in the country, 17-3 overall, 4-2 in the SEC. They are coming off what is their first 2 open dates throughout the year. No game on Thursday for the Crimson Tide. The last time we saw Alabama a week ago in Fayetteville, it was an impressive victory. 94-62 was the final score against Arkansas. So things rolling for Alabama in that regard. For Vanderbilt, the Commodores 15-4, 2-3 in the SEC, or excuse me, 3-3 in the SEC. 16-4 overall. Vanderbilt's coming off an impressive win as well against the Arkansas Razorbacks, 101-60 on Thursday. Also, Vanderbilt posted a tip-in victory by Michaela Blakes last week against the Tennessee Lady Volunteers last Sunday. So 2 wins in a row for Shea Ralph and the Vanderbilt Commodores getting ready for this matchup against the Alabama Crimson Tide. And for Alabama, when we take a look at the starting lineups coming up, you will like to hear the news that we have for you. Sarah Ashley Barker, who has been out since the Florida game, since the 3rd quarter of that game with injury. She is back, she is in uniform, and she is listed as one of the starters for today's game. Barker, of course, averaging 15 points per game, just under 6 rebounds per contest, one of the best players in the SEC, first team All-SEC player a year ago, also one of the best defenders on this Crimson Tide team. So for the Crimson Tide, she's been building back towards a moment when she could come back and be healthy. She was starting to show signs last week getting ready for the Arkansas game, but with the extra rest that the open day provided, it was the perfect time to bring her back for Alabama. When we come back, you'll hear from head coach Christie Curry. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. To stay on top, you got to keep raising your game, just like the 2024 Ford F-150, the smartest, most connected F-150 ever. Ford offers impressive technology to help you get the job done in the smartest way possible. For the latest offers on a Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
I'm John Miller. And I'm Kobe Prentice. Make sure you and your family are up to date this summer on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory disease.
Vaccinations against these viruses are important for everyone, especially those at a higher risk of developing serious complications, including older Americans and those with certain medical conditions.
So don't wait, vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today. Stay safe and roll tide.
Alabama One is a proud supporter of the University of Alabama Athletics. At Alabama One, we understand you have big life goals. Whether you're paying off student debt, buying a home, or retiring, your big life goals require healthy finances. As a full-service credit union, Alabama One offers our members the resources you need to reach your goals, including better rates than most banks and a full suite of products, including credit cards and loans for mortgages, cars, businesses, and land. Visit us in person or online, alabama1.org. Alabama One is an equal housing lender.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Getting ready for Alabama against Vanderbilt. This is Roger Hoover. It's time for our pregame conversation with the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christie Curry, presented by Ford. With impressive power and smart features, great things can happen when you drive a Ford F-150. Bring home a champion today. See your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Coach, Roll Tide. We didn't see Alabama on Thursday, the first open date of the SEC season. How did your team kind of use the extra practice and maybe get their legs back under them after what's been a grueling start to the season?
Yeah, it really has. You know, we have been fortunate to have our bye week happen at a week that I think is really going to be beneficial for us to take a deep breath and be able to refine some things early in the week on Tuesday, Wednesday. We did give them Thursday off as well as the normal Monday. I feel like it's really going to benefit us. I think it's given us a chance to get a little healthier and, you know, be able to work on some things that you need to sometimes as you get into the game preparation that maybe you can't. So it's been a good thing. You don't want to be in a position where you don't get reps though. So I think it's been a happy medium with trying to figure out how we're game light, game speed, and excited for the opportunity to be home on Sunday.
There were a lot of things to like last time we saw your team play. We kind of mentioned there were different players every single quarter. We can kind of have an individual star, but was that one of the most complete team wins Alabama's had, what we saw against Arkansas?
I think it definitely was. Had a lot of different people step up in different forms and fashion. It was great to see our bench get some really quality minutes. And even in the first half, with Sarah Ashley out, we've had so many people that have had to step up. And, it's been really beneficial. And I'm excited for what the future holds because I think our young kids continue to improve. Our older kids continue to find ways, maybe that normally they don't have to impact the stat sheet, but from a leadership standpoint with their communication, I feel like we've grown in a lot of different areas.
And speaking of growth, we've seen a lot of growth in the game of Carly Weathers over the last few years. We've talked so much about the defensive side of her growth. How about the offensive side of what she did on Sunday?
Yeah, when she can knock down shots and do that consistently, and, it's just her ability to counter what they take away. She's really becoming a 3-level scorer. She's gotten in the gym and spent a lot of time on her, craft. And I'm just really proud because, obviously every day she has nursing school. She's currently in her clinicals. So her rigorous schedule to be able to find time to do so well academically and also with the basketball is really an amazing story.
Do you continue to be impressed the way the freshmen are handling some of their playing opportunities in SEC play?
Absolutely. I think with the freshmen, it's just a matter of continuing to understand that it's the little things, whether it's, sprinting every single time in transition, making sure we hustle back in transition D. It's getting a rebound. It's setting a great screen. It's getting a loose ball hustle play. It's not always measured in points. It's in spacing and execution on both sides of the ball. And they continue to grow with that. And the minutes that they've been getting are very valuable to their futures.
So now it's Alabama back at home to take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. First of all, what have you learned about Shea Ralph and this basketball team this year?
I think Shea's one of the best young coaches in the country. What she is doing at Vanderbilt and how she's going about it the right way. They execute as well offensively, as anyone in the country. We're going to have to do a really great job of being sound with our team defense. They're putting a lot of points on the board. They've got 3 scorers, that are nearly 20 points a game. So they're so dynamic offensively and can hurt you in so many different ways. I think the biggest key will be transition defense. And it's going to be really important that we make them play against a half-court defense. It's going to be a really great game with 2 teams that like to score the ball in transition. So transition defense and who can get their transition D set will be critical to success.
Well, Coach, we look forward to it. Thank you so much for the time. Best of luck against Vanderbilt. Roll Tide.
Thank you. Roll Tide.
When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups and have the tip-off in Tuscaloosa of Alabama against Vanderbilt. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Hey Bama fans, this is Roger Hoover. Each Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Get 2.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Offer valid through February 3rd, 2025. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $29.08 monthly payment for every $1,000 financed. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Crimson Tide at home against the Vanderbilt Commodores. A good crowd filing into Coleman Coliseum. What's been a very busy weekend here at the Coliseum with gymnastics on Friday, men's basketball last night, and today, women's basketball rounding out the weekend. Let's take a look at the starting lineups presented by Alabama Credit Union. Alabama Credit Union, your trusted partner for financial success. First for the visiting Vanderbilt Commodores, 16-4 on the year, 3-3 in SEC play. Here's the starting five for head coach Shay Ralph, who is now in her fourth season as the head coach on West End. Starting for the Commodores at guard, a 5'8 freshman from Somerset, New Jersey, Michaela Blakes. Blakes averaging 20 points per game, 3 rebounds per contest. She had the tip in last Sunday that defeated Tennessee at the buzzer. Starting at forward, a 5'10 grad student from Carson, California, the transfer from Pepperdine, Jane Waba. Waba averaging 5 points, 2 rebounds per contest. At guard, a 5'10 grad student from Prosper, Texas, a transfer from Duke, Jordan Oliver. Oliver averaging 4 points, 5 rebounds per game. Then at forward, a 6'2 sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona, Camille Pierre. Pierre leading the way for Vanderbilt, averaging 22 points per game and 10 rebounds per contest. So averaging a double-double. She also leads Vanderbilt with 59 steals on the year. Rounding out the starting five at guard, a 5'8 senior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Ayanna Moore. Moore averaging 13 points, 2 rebounds per game. She leads Vanderbilt with 47 three-pointers made so far this season. She's a 38% shooter from beyond the arc. Shay Ralph, the head coach of the Vanderbilt Commodores, a long time for her as an assistant coach at UConn, where she won 6 national championships as part of Gino Ariema's staff. She also won a national championship as a player for the Huskies. She's assisted by Tom Garrick, Ashley Early, Kevin DeMille, and the athletic trainer is Allison Shepard. Before we take a look at Alabama's starting five, why don't we pause 10 seconds for station identification. That's 10 seconds for a station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Welcome back to Coleman Coliseum. Roger Hoover with you courtside. Our game being produced back at our Learfield studios by Jerry Kelly. Ethan Carabin is here. He's producing the courtside cam presented by NASCAR. So we're glad to have all of you with us watching live at UA_CTSN, in addition to listening on the Varsity Network app and on our full radio network. Here's the starting lineup for the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christie Curry, now in her 12th season at the capstone. 17-3 Alabama this year, 4-2 in conference play. Starting At guard, a 6-foot grad student from Birmingham, Sarah Ashley Barker. She's back, averaging 15 points per game, 5 rebounds per contest. Barker has been out since January 2nd against Florida, but now she is returning for the Crimson Tide after dealing with that left ankle injury. Point guard, a 6'2" grad student from Duncanville, Texas, Zay Green. Green leading the Crimson Tide by averaging 16 points per game, 5 rebounds per contest. At forward, a 6'4" sophomore from Valdosta, Georgia. The top rebounder on the team, Essence Cody, averaging 10 points per game, leading the way with 6.4 rebounds per game. She also has a team-high 34 blocks. At guard, a 5'11" junior from Loretto, Tennessee, Carly Weathers. Weathers averaging 7 points, 4 rebounds per game. Coming off a season-high 19 points at Arkansas last week. And speaking of Loretto, Tennessee, she has a lot of friends and family that have made the trip from that small town not too far from the Alabama border. 2 busloads worth of fans are here from her hometown to cheer on Carly and the Crimson Tide this afternoon. Then starting at forward, a 6-foot grad student from Huntsville, Aaliyah Nye averaging 14 points, 2 rebounds per game. She leads the SEC, and of course the Crimson Tide with 66 3-pointers made this year. Also one of the best averages in the nation, 43% shooting from beyond the arc for Aaliyah Nye, even though she did not connect on a 3-pointer in the dominant win last week at Arkansas. Christie Curry, the head coach of the Crimson Tide, now in her 12th season of the Capstone, assisted by Pauline Love, Kelly Curry, and Tennille Adams. Director of Operations, Bryce Stiller. Athletic trainer, Alicia Grisby. Strength and conditioning coach, Kevin Markle. Development and recruiting by Colston Thompson. Video creative services by Sydney Ann Cottrell. Sports information, Anna Nobles. Our officials for today, Dee Cantner, as well as Angelica Suffren and Teresa Stuck, all wearing the gray shirts with white pinstripes, black shoulders, black pants, and black shoes for the officials. For the Crimson Tide, the home white jerseys and shorts with crimson numerals on the front and back. Alabama written across the front in crimson. Vanderbilt in the road black jerseys with white numerals trimmed in old gold. White numerals on the front and back again, trimmed in old gold. Vanderbilt written across the front in whites for all of the Commodores. Essence Cody stepping in center circle against Camille Pierre of the Vanderbilt Commodores. It's good to be home for the Crimson Tide as we get ready for this matchup between Alabama and Vanderbilt. Great to see Crimson Chaos in the building. Solid student section support for the Crimson Tide, and now we are ready to play ball. Dee Cantner stepping into center circle. 5 dribbles, the ball is tipped, and away we go. The opening tap controlled in the backcourt by Vanderbilt. Commodores starting this game with the ball as they play on the right goal. Alabama will be on the left as we just get going in the first of 4 10-minute quarters in women's basketball. Blake's on the right wing. Right elbow, quickly back from Oliver to Blakes, then to Oliver, now to Pierre on the right baseline against Cody. 10 on the shot clock, pull-up jumper from the baseline is good, and Vanderbilt starts this game with a 2-0 lead. Basketball going back to the Crimson Tide. It's Alabama will have its first possession of the game over the timeline right. Zay Green running the Alabama offense. That includes Sarah Ashley Barker. She's got the basketball on the left wing. Barker looks to the top of the key, wants to go to Nye, floats it in the paint to Aaliyah Nye. That's tipped by Vanderbilt to Weathers left corner. Her 3 off the iron, no good. Barker flies in for the rebound, left block. Barker, right wing to Green, head fake by her, drives inside, dishes out to Barker, then left corner intended for Weathers, tipped out of play by Vanderbilt. It'll still be Crimson Tide basketball with 12 on the shot clock. 9:06 to go in this first quarter. 2-0 Commodores lead. Weathers, sideline out of bounds from the left side, just outside the left corner as she looks and fires into the top of the key to Zay Green. 10 on the shot clock. Green gets downhill down the right side, off the window, puts it up, puts it home. Zay Green ties this game at 2 for the Crimson Tide. 1 minute deep into this game, both teams with a basket. Now it's Vanderbilt with the basketball with Blake dribbling over Script A and Crimson at mid-floor. Bounce pass top of the key, Pierre driving down the right side of the lane, lost her footing, went out of play with the basketball just on the baseline. Turnover on Vanderbilt gives the ball to the Crimson and Whites. Barker ready for the inbounds pass for Alabama. Barker and deny some backcourt pressure for Vanderbilt, but it subsides as Nye has a bounce pass over the timeline right to Zay Green. Green to the top of the key, intended for Cody. Found in transition, trying to slow down what could have been an easy fast break score for Camille Pierre. First foul on Essence Cody, first team foul in this game and on Alabama. Alabama, Vandy tied at 2, 8:35 left to go in the first quarter from Tuscaloosa. Essence Cody checks out. Johnny Cunningham checking in, 6'5" grad student from Long Island, New York. Basketball put in play to Vanderbilt in the backcourt of Blakes. Now on the right wing to Waba. Waba back to Blakes, driving in from the right side, off the window, puts it up and in. Commodores take a 4-2 lead against the Crimson Tide. Now the basketball back with Alabama. 8:20 remaining in this first quarter, trailing by 2. Green over the timeline, pounding the right-handed dribble as she moves to the right wing. Wanted to pass top of the key, now does on a bounce to Aaliyah Nye. Nye a bounce to Barker, left elbow. Barker going against Waba, down the left side lane. Barker throws it up, off the window, banks in off the square. Welcome back, Sarah Ashley Barker. She ties this game at 4. 2 minutes into the contest. Waba passing top of the key to Oliver. Oliver drifting to the left wing, now in the left corner to Moore. Moore with Barker stabbing the ball, passes on the left elbow, now top of the key. Here's Pierre with a long jumper that skitters off the iron. Rebound underneath by Waba, her putback under the rim, no good. Taken away by the Crimson Tide. Here comes Zay Green. Green to Weathers, right wing 3. Off the iron, no good. Fight for the rebound, tapped out of play. Touched last by Alabama. Last by Gianna Cunningham of the Crimson Tide. That will give Vanderbilt the ball with this score tied at 4, 7:32 remaining in the first quarter. Caleb Blakes picked up on defense in the backcourt by Green. Now moves over the middle of the timeline. Passes on the right wing to Waba. Waba back to Blakes, top of the key. Blakes, left elbow Pierre. Pierre, a few dribbles to the left baseline. Against Cunningham, starting to attack the paint. Spins around, left side lane, throws up a shot that's no good. Rebound with the 2 hands of Aaliyah Nye in the Crimson paint. Basketball to the Crimson Tide with Green over the timeline left. Green with the game tied at 4, down the left side lane, spins in the paint. Passes top of the key, Nye, catcher release 3-pointer. Off the back iron, no good. Barker flies in for the rebound. Barker spins around right block, throws it up, throws it in. Alabama's in front thanks to SA. 6-4 Crimson Tide, 6:50 remaining in this first quarter. Barker with 4 points, quickly back in for the Crimson Tide. Now Vanderbilt works with the basketball. Waba on the left elbow, a quick handoff to Blakes, flips it back to Waba at the top of the key. Now catch release 3 on the way, no good by Blakes. Rebound by Pierre, right block. Here's Moore with the right wing 3, no good off the back iron. Rebound Karen's right 2, the left elbow, and Carly Weathers. Basketball the Crimson Tide. Weathers over the timeline to Green. Green left wing for the Tide. Up by 2 with the ball, 6-4. Foul called away from the basketball against Vanderbilt. And that will go against Jordan Oliver. That'll be her first foul with some contact. Now the Commodores will make a substitution as Leilani Kapanis will check in. Grad student from Madison, Wisconsin, transfer from Penn State. She replaces Jane Waba. Sideline out of bounds from the left side. Barker floats it in between the rings to Green. Alabama ball up 6-4, 6:17 remaining in the first quarter. The pass from Nye intended for Cunningham. Cunningham lost her footing in the paint, and the ball stolen away by Vanderbilt. Top of the key, Blakes with a 3, that's good. Blakes gives Vanderbilt a 7-6 lead over the Crimson Tide, knocking down her first 3-pointer. She's a high-volume 3-point shooter with 45 makes on the year. Now the basketball with the Crimson Tide down by a point. Nye, bounce pass top of the key. Weathers floats it right elbow to Cunningham. Cunningham, after a spin, looks to Barker left, instead goes right to Zay Green, 10 on the shot clock. Green with hands in her face to Nye, top of the key. Nye dribble to the left, into the paint. Nye tried to go for a shot. It's blocked and taken away by Vanderbilt. Then Blakes has her pass tipped at a play by Barker in transition. It'll be Commodore basketball leading 7-6 over Alabama with 5:35 remaining in the first quarter. Oliver, one bound to Michaela Blakes. Blakes over the timeline right. Hand off to Moore, then in between the rings. That pass intercepted by Sarah Ashley Barker. Driving right side layup up. It's in! Barker with the steal and the score. 8-7 Crimson Tide. Barker is back. 5:18 remaining in this first quarter. Sarah Ashley Barker off to a roaring start with 6 of Alabama's first 8 points. Vanderbilt with the basketball. At the top of the key, Oliver, a bounce pass to Moore. Moore, free throw line in the paint. Little jumper is up, kicks in, and that puts Vanderbilt back in front 9-8. Basketball with the Crimson Tide, Zay Green. Over the timeline, next dead ball will be immediate timeout. We're just past the midway point of this first quarter. Green. Out to Nye, that pass intercepted, stolen by Blakes. Breakaway, fast break, left side layup, good. 11-8, Vanderbilt with the lead against the Crimson Tide. Now the Crimson Tide with the ball down 3. Green over the timeline right. Green to Weathers on the left wing. Hand interfaced by Moore. Weathers, a couple of dribbles to the top of the key, and then her pass stolen away by Pierre. Driving, right side layup, short, and the rebound by Cunningham for a moment, then taken away by Pierre. Her pass to Moore. Moore backs up. Barker had great defense along with Cunningham, stopping the fast break score. Now it's a steal by SA. Basketball with the Crimson Tide. Here's Green over the timeline, attacking the paint, finding Cunningham, left block, left side layup, good. Alabama makes it a one-point game. Transition play paying off there for the Tide. 4 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Top of the key, Blakes with a high arching three, no good. Rebound, Oliver. Oliver dumps it off to Capitas, right block, and a right side layup is good. 13-10. Both of these teams knocking down a lot of shots, shooting well to begin this game. Alabama 5 of 9. Vanderbilt now 6 of 13. Basketball with Green. Hovering to the left wing, Green to Barker, left side lane. Barker spins around, throws it to Weathers in the right corner, loads up a three. That's good. Carly Weathers ties this game at 13. 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. What a start we've seen between Alabama and Vanderbilt. Two teams playing at a high level. Blakes. Quick handoff to Moore. Moore out to Blakes on the left wing. Back to Moore, top of the key. Moore behind Pierre, essentially. Couple steps left side, bounce pass to Pierre. She attacks the paint left side, dumps it off to Oliver, right block. Now Capitas open, right wing three, in and out, no good. Fight for the rebound, left baseline, taken away by Blakes. Blakes, step back jumper left side, no good off the back iron. Rebound tapped by Barker denied. Here comes Alabama. Tie game at 13, just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Zay Green, a few dribbles to the right wing. Green, right corner, Weathers, who knocked down a three a moment ago. Back to Green in between the rings. Zay Green stabbing at the basketball. Capitas, she gets the steal. Fast break chance to Pierre, driving right side layup, got it. 15-13 in favor of Vanderbilt. 2.5 minutes remaining in this frenetic first quarter at Coleman. Zay Green dribbling in between the rings. Bounce pass to Barker at the top of the key. Vanderbilt already with 5 steals against Alabama. Here's Barker. Right elbow extended, backs up a few steps, and a whistle blown. A foul called away from the ball. Legal elbow against Vanderbilt will take us to a timeout on the floor that I honestly didn't know if we'd get to. 2:20 left to go in this first quarter. It's Vanderbilt 15, Alabama 13. Rest of the first quarter next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. Talk about an outstanding lineup. Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty deliver impressive power and game-changing capability. That's why I'm a fan of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 47 consecutive years. For the latest offers on a Ford truck, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Crimson Tide trailing the Commodores 15-13 with still 2:20 left to go in this first quarter. Bama fans, tomorrow night, make sure you catch Hey Coach and the Nate Oates Show, presented by Alpha Insurance, live at Don Powers here in Tuscaloosa. Every Monday night, 6 to 7, all across the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Lots to talk about for the men's team. Impressive win last night against LSU, and a big week coming up for the Crimson Tide men's basketball team coming up in Starkville on Wednesday, then at home next Saturday against Georgia. Speaking of Georgia, next Sunday, the Crimson Tide will be here as well against the Georgia Lady Bulldogs. Tickets available at RolledTide.com. And again, Christie Curry has been encouraging fans to get to Coleman Coliseum, support this 19th ranked Crimson Tide women's basketball team. And once again, a good crowd on hand. Saw that against South Carolina a few weeks ago, but once again, solid crowd on hand. Even Coach Curry was able to talk to the fans last night at the men's basketball game in front of a sold-out crowd, and great to see the response from this fan base. Well, Alabama 6 of 10 shooting, 60%. Alabama's offense really firing well with Barker back in, but the problem, turnovers. Alabama's turned the ball over 5 times, all on steals by Vanderbilt, a team that is averaging 12 steals per game, already 5 with 2:20 remaining in this first quarter. Barker, the top scorer with 6 points for Alabama, 7 points leading the way for Vanderbilt, Michaela Blakes. 5 on the floor, Diana Collins, Christabel Azuma, Sarah Ashley Barker, Carly Weathers, Aaliyah Nye for the Crimson Tide. Alabama will have the basketball. There was a foul on Michaela Blakes just before it went to timeout. Now Weathers on the right baseline. Baseline out of bounds play. Inbounds in the left corner to Nye. Nye swings at top of the key to Collins. Collins, a dribble to the right. On the right wing, a handoff Weathers. Weathers dribbles to the top of the key, flips it to Barker. Barker, free throw line. Right side lane, bounce pass in the paint. Azuma left block, she's got it. Layup good, Christabel Azuma. She ties this game at 15 with 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Basketball with Vanderbilt. Madison Green just in the game. A handoff to Kapinas, then to Moore at the top of the key. Moore launching a three-pointer that's in and out. No good. Rebound tipped right to Azuma from the right hand of Diana Collins. Basketball, the Crimson Tide. Collins over the timeline right. Collins in the right corner. Weathers to Collins, top of the key. Loads up a 3. Off the back iron, no good. And the rebound by Weathers on the right baseline. Alabama with the offensive board. Weathers at the top of the key. Rebounding battle even at 7 between these teams so far. Here's Weathers. Free throw line. Kicks it in the left corner. Collins drives left baseline, dumps it off Azuma, right block. Goes up for the shot, no good. Bud draws the foul, and Christabel Azuma will head to the free throw line for the Crimson Tide. Azuma will go to the line as the foul will go against Kapinas. That'll be her first foul. Third team foul on Vanderbilt, 1 team foul on Alabama. We only have 1:25 remaining in this first quarter. Here is Azuma, 45% free throw shooter at the line. First one's good. Crimson Tide in front, 16-15 already. Seen the lead change 5 times in this game. Second by Azuma, good as well. 17-15 Crimson Tide. Basketball back with Vanderbilt. Commodores shooting 41% from the floor, 7 of 17, 1 of 6 from 3. Here's Vanderbilt with Oliver. Dumping off on the left wing to Moore. Nearly lost control of the ball in the left corner, and actually she goes out of play with the basketball. Turnover on the Commodores, and now the basketball to the Crimson Tide. Diana Collins will inbound on the bounce to Sarah Ashley Barker. Barker over the timeline right, guarded closely by Blakes. Barker pounding a left-handed dribble, creating some motion with her right hand as she spins around, floats at top of the key to Collins. Collins spins inside the arc. Left side, handoff to Weathers. Weathers with 10 on the shot clock at the top of the key. Bounce pass to Barker, cutting to the basket. Right side layup, good. Barker. She's got 8 points, and she puts Alabama in front, 19-15. 45 seconds to go in this first quarter. Basketball with Vanderbilt. Top of the key, Blakes. Around the screen, left side lane, floats it to Pierre at the top of the key. Inside the arc, jumper is off the mark, and an air ball. The basketball will go back to the Crimson Tide. Zay Green checks back in for Alabama, replacing Sarah Ashley Barker. What an inspired start for her. 4 of 4 from the floor with 2 rebounds and 2 assists in her return to the starting lineup and just to active duty after missing time with injury going all the way back to January 2nd. Basketball of the Crimson Tide. Collins dancing over the middle of the timeline, floats it in between the rings to Zay Green. 3-second difference in between the game clock and shot clock. As the shot clock dwindling down to 10. Now Green moving. Under the basket, kicks it out to Weathers. Left corner 3. Off the iron, no good. Azuma fighting for the rebound. She's got it. 7 seconds left. Shot clock turned off. Azuma trying to go to Green. That's tipped out of play. Last touch by Green. Basketball will go to Vanderbilt with 3 seconds remaining. Alabama up by 4, 19-15. Inbounds to Blakes. Blakes at half court, heaves it at the buzzer. That's off the window, no good. And that will close out his first quarter of play. Alabama able to close out this quarter on a 6-0 run. And at the end of the first 10 minutes, it's Alabama 19, Vanderbilt 15. We'll be back for the second quarter next. Again, the score, Alabama 19, Vanderbilt 15. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryant Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
Hey parents and kids, AEA has unveiled a new contest at your school that lets you count your way to the Iron Bowl of basketball. AEA wants to help K-6 students be academic champions just like the Alabama Crimson Tide. Students who participate in the Be a Champion and Count Challenge could win tickets to the February 15th Alabama vs. Auburn basketball game at Coleman Coliseum. Ask your teacher about contest rules, encourage your child to be an AEA math champion, and win a trip to the Iron Bowl of basketball.
Second quarter coming up. It's Alabama 19, Vanderbilt 15 in women's basketball. Crimson Tide fans, we remind you to stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today to learn more about how you can stay up to date on vaccinations. ADPH is proud to support the Crimson Tide. It's Alabama up 19-15 on Vanderbilt. Good 6-0 run for Christie Curry's team to close out the first quarter and build up a 4-point lead. Both of these teams 1 for 6 from 3. Alabama 8 of 14 shooting, 57%. Vanderbilt 7 of 18, 39%. Alabama's been to the free throw line once with Christopher Azuma, went 2 for 2. Vanderbilt has not gone to the line so far in this game. Crimson Tide with 6 turnovers in that first half, or in first quarter, 4 on Vanderbilt. Commodores scoring 9 of their 15 points off of those turnovers. Rebounding battle won so far by Alabama 10-7. And the top scorer for the Tide, Sarah Ashley Barker, making her return from an ankle injury. She'll be on the bench as we start this second quarter, getting her customary rest near the end of the first quarter and into the second quarter that we've seen all throughout her time as a starter for the Tide. Carly Weathers, Diana Collins, Zay Green, Aaliyah Nye, Christabel Azuma currently on the floor for the Tide as we start this second quarter in Tuscaloosa. Collins, right side lane to Green. Green spinning around into the Crimson paint, spins again. Turnaround jumper is short, and the rebound by Vanderbilt by Pierre under the basket. Basketball, the Commodores trailing by 4. Oliver to Moore to Pierre at the top of the key. A handoff to Moore. A head fake by her. Moore spinning around after feeling some pressure, flips it to the top of the key behind Blake. It finally goes to Pierre on the right front court. Pierre on the right wing, handoff to Green. Less than 10 on the shot clock now for the Commodores to work with. Green with 5 on the shot clock, top of the key. Driving down the right side lane, kicks it out top of the key to Oliver. 0 time on the clock. She does not get a shot off. Great defense by the Crimson Tide, forcing Vanderbilt into a shot clock violation. Now we'll see the Crimson Tide with the basketball with Sarah Ashley Barker back in for Alabama, replacing Carly Weathers. So here is Barker with the inbounds pass to Zay Green. Also, Azuma goes out. Essence Cody back in for Alabama. So with the exception of Weathers, all starters back on the floor, and the only exception, Diana Collins in for Carly Weathers. Green has a pass tipped, and it goes out of play. Vanderbilt is saying they have the basketball. Let's see. It will be Vanderbilt basketball. Turnover on the Crimson Tide, just trying to get the offense organized in the backcourt. And barely over half court. So with that, we'll see Vanderbilt work with the ball. Blake's over the middle of the timeline. 1 minute deep into the second quarter. The score remains the same, 19-15 Alabama. Moore, top of the key, a long jumper is up and good. A long two makes it 19-17. Alabama ball up by 2, 8:48 remaining in the second quarter. Green at the top of the key. Dances back to the right front court. Now around the screen by Cody to the left. Handoff to Collins. Left wing. Collins. Free throw line. Right side lane. Collins backing up a few steps. Green top of the key. Head fake by her. She gets downhill down the right side. Throws it up. Off the window. No good. Cody snatches the rebound. Spins around. Goes up for a shot. But the ball ripped out of her hands by Oliver. Fast break chance for Vanderbilt. Driving Green. Pushes off her defender Leonai. A charge going against Madison Green of Vanderbilt. First foul on her. Shot would have been no good anyway. Now the basketball with the Crimson Tide. First foul on Vanderbilt here in the second quarter. Barker ready for the inbounds pass. Alabama 19, Vanderbilt 17, 8:25 remaining before halftime. Inbounds pass from Parker to Zay Green. Crimson Tide 8 of 16 from the floor to begin this game. Here's Green on the right wing. Green, bounce pass to Cody at the top of the key. Cody finds Barker, right block, she's got it. Right side layup, good. 21-17, Crimson Tide. Barker already with 10 points in this first half. 10 of Alabama's 21 for the game. 4-point Crimson Tide lead. Vanderbilt working with the ball. Blakes at the top of the key, pops a high arching three that's short on the front iron. Rebound, Zay Green, left side of the lane. Green through traffic, fastest on the floor. Green dumps it off Nye. She's got it, right side layup, good. 23-17. How fast was Zay Green setting that up for Aaliyah Nye? Nye also with great speed down the floor. Basketball with the Commodores. Kapanis dribbling at the top of the key, guarded by Green. On the left wing, finally hands off to Blakes, passing to Pierre, top of the key. 10 on the shot clock. Pierre, left side of the lane, gets tangled up with Barker, throws up a wild shot, and a foul is going to be called. Alabama wanted a travel call. Collins guilty of the foul for Alabama. That'll be her first. First team foul against the Crimson Tide. Vanderbilt will inbound the basketball from the left baseline with Ayanna Moore. Moore quickly into Pierre, left side, then a handoff to Moore. Left corner three on the way. No good off the back iron. Rebound by Kapanis. Now top of the key. Blakes with a three up and in. So Vanderbilt takes advantage of the foul, makes it 23-20 on that three-pointer, cuts Alabama's lead in half. Basketball going right back to the Crimson Tide. Up by 3, Green, top of the key, spins around. Barker on the right wing, thought about a three instead, moves inside, floats it from the logo, no good. And the rebound under the basket, Pierre. Basketball with Vanderbilt, just under 7 minutes to go before halftime. Commodore ball trailing by 3 at Alabama. Moore, left wing to Pierre, top of the key. Pierre, pull-up jumper, no good from the paint, and the rebound, Cody. Basketball to the Crimson Tide. Zay Green over the middle of the timeline. Green to Barker, flashing to the rim. Right side layup, good. Sarah Ashley Barker. She makes it 25-20, Crimson Tide. 6:35 remaining before halftime. What a difference Barker has made. 12 of Alabama's first 25 in this game. Blake's over the middle of the timeline against Collins. Start to drive in right side, back to the top of the key, Oliver. Now bounce pass at the free throw line, Pierre against Cody. Pierre attacks down the right side, throws it up, no good. Rebound by Kapanis, she backs up to the right wing. Kapanis to the top of the key, Moore. Head fake by her, driving down the left side lane. A whistle blown, a foul is going to be called. Dinah Collins had contact with Blakes at the top of the key, and Collins called for her second foul in this game, and Alabama's second team foul here in this second quarter. With that, Carly Weathers will check in for the Crimson Tide, replacing Diana Collins. So all 5 starters, Weathers, Green, Nye, Barker, and Cody will be on the floor for Alabama. Sideline at a bounce play from the right side. Oliver quickly into Blake's top of the key. Blake's against Green, thought about driving the right side instead to Pierre at the top of the key. Kicks it out to Kapanis. Now top of the key to Moore. Moore from the left side. Bounce pass back to Pierre. Her pass stolen away. Taken away by Nye on a fast break. Green. Green lets everyone else catch up. The ball ripped out of her hands by Vanderbilt. Blakes as well as Moore. Now a pass goes to Blakes. No look. Left side layup good. 25-22. Steal and score for Vanderbilt. Basketball now to the Crimson Tide. Up by 3. 5:37 remaining in this second quarter. Zay Green just over the timeline. Picked up on defense by Kapanis. Hands in her face. Green a few steps to the right. Green staying on the perimeter. Now in the right corner, Weathers. Weathers driving right baseline. Spins around. Guarded by Moore. Bounce pass finds Cody, but it goes loose in the paint. Picked up by Oliver on a fast break. Out to Blakes. Blakes spins around left side. Throws up a wild shot. No good, but she did what she wanted. She drew the foul. Free throws coming up for Michaela Blakes. Zay Green called for her first foul. 3 team fouls in Alabama, just 1 on Vanderbilt, nearing the midway point of the second quarter. Still 5:12 remaining here in the second. Caleb Blakes to the free throw line. The 5'8" freshman from Somerset, New Jersey, an 86% free throw shooter, one of the best on the Commodores this season. Blakes lines up her first. Good. 25-23. I mentioned the tip-in she had that beat Tennessee last Sunday in Nashville. That was a day after her brother Jalen Blakes hit a game winner for Stanford on the road at North Carolina. So what a weekend for their family, with both winning at the buzzer. Crimson Tide down the floor with Nye. Three-pointer up in the left corner, no good. Cody taps the rebound to Barker. Alabama ball up by a point, 25-24. Barker to Green in between the rings. Next dead ball will be immediate timeout. Here's Green in the top of the key, attacking the paint left side, spinning around, finding Weathers on the right corner, but the pass goes beyond her right hand, out of play. Turnover on the Crimson Tide will take us to a timeout on the floor. 4 minutes, 49 seconds left to go in the second quarter in Tuscaloosa. It is Alabama 25 and Vanderbilt 24. Back with the rest of the first half next. This is Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Lease a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $379 a month for 39 months. Offer valid through February 3rd, 2025. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.78 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Each Monday night, join us for Hey Coach, presented by Alpha Insurance. Live at 6 p.m. Central from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk Alabama athletics with Tide coaches and players, plus take your calls. Hey Coach is available to listen to across our radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as a video stream on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Hey Coach, Mondays at 6 p.m. on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
4:49 left to go before halftime. Alabama 25 and Vanderbilt 24. Fans, stay up to date with the latest on the Crimson Tide by tuning in to Tide TV This Week. Check your local listings for TV times in your area, and remember, Tide TV This Week, also on demand, RolledTide.com, the Alabama Athletics YouTube channel. Tide TV This Week, hosted by Lillian Everest. Crimson Tide currently locked in the tight one against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt 3-3 in the SEC. Alabama 4-2. Knew this would be a good one between Shea Ralph and Christie Curry, the coaches for Vanderbilt and Alabama, respectively. So far, the Crimson Tide mostly just plagued by turnovers. Alabama's turned the ball over 11 times, taking away from what's been a good shooting start to this game. Alabama shooting 52% from the floor. Only one three-pointer made by Alabama, 1 of 7 from beyond the arc to this point, but turnovers have taken away chances for Alabama and led to 15 of Vanderbilt's 24 points. Their top scorer, Michaela Blakes, with 14 points. Top scorer for Alabama, Sarah Ashley Barker, with 12 points. And again, has looked very healthy, has been flying up and down the floor on offense and defense. So long time for Barker to be out with that ankle injury going all the way back to January 2nd. But what's kind of clear so far in this game is Alabama didn't rush her back. She's not playing at 80-90%, it seems like. This seems like everything we expect from Sarah Ashley Barker. Vanderbilt with the ball, quickly down floor to Kapanis, and a right side layup is good after Alabama had good backcourt pressure. Vanderbilt quickly scores to retake the lead, 26-25 against the Crimson Tide. So the lead has changed hands for the 6th time already in this game. 4.5 minutes before halftime. Here's Barker to Green in between the rings. Green to the free throw line, finds Cody, right block, right side layup, good. As since Cody scored for the first time today, Alabama back in front, 27-26. Basketball with Vanderbilt. Blake's over the timeline. Quick handoff to Kapanis. Kapanis to Blake's on the left wing. Now to Oliver in between the rings. Oliver to Moore at the top of the key, then to Pierre, driving in from the right baseline. The ball blocked from behind by Cody, taken away by the Crimson Tide. Green over the middle of the timeline. Alabama ball up by 1. Green to Weathers. Weathers at the top of the key has the ball poked away by Pierre. Now Pierre dives for it. The ball goes into the backcourt and will go out of play off of, let's see, Alabama, it appears. Weathers was close to it on that baseline, but right at the corner, the ball goes out of play. And Vanderbilt with some absolute hustle from mostly Camille Pierre, helping get it back for the Commodores. A fresh 30 put on the shot clock for them. Harris Lester checks in for the first time, replacing Carly Weathers. Mostly a veteran lineup today for the Crimson Tide. Lester, the first freshman that checked in for the Tide. Here's a pass inbounds, tipped up out of play by Barker on the right sideline. It'll still be Vanderbilt ball after 3 seconds went off the shot clock. 3:40 remaining in this second quarter. Alabama 27, Vanderbilt 26. Oliver from the right sideline inbounds the basketball to Pierre at the top of the key. Quick handoff to Blakes, who's led the way with 14 points for Vanderbilt in this game. Also has knocked down their only 2 3-pointers of the contest. Blakes driving from the right side to the window, throws it up, no good. And the rebound left side by Green. Basketball, the Crimson Tide up by a point. Green gives to Barker, left wing 3, switch! Sarah Ashley Barker buries the 3-pointer. That makes it Alabama 30, Vanderbilt 26. 3:10 remaining before halftime. Alabama's second 3 of the game. This one from Barker, who's got 15 points in the first half. Half of Alabama's scoring total. Pass to Kapanis on the right block against Lester. Backs up a few steps. 10 of the shot clock to Pierre at the top of the key. Handoff to Kapanis. Kapanis, free throw line in the paint. Floater up, short. Rebound tapped around. Controlled by Bama. Controlled on the baseline by Zay Green. Chance to build on a 4-point lead. Green at the free throw line to Nye left wing. Nye, after a crossover dribble to the top of the key to Green, who calls out a new play with her left hand. Now Green from the right side has her pass intended for Nye, stolen away by Pierre. Pierre driving into the left side, layup up, no good. A foul's going to be called on the Crimson Tide. That'll go against Barker. Some contact trying to slow down the progress of Camille Pierre, who has, again, been leading the way for Vanderbilt with 59 steals this year. And she has been on fire with already 4 steals in this ball game. 3 by Jordan Oliver, but Vanderbilt, very good defensive team. Foul called against Barker. That'll be the 4th team foul in Alabama, just 1 team foul on Vanderbilt to this point. That will send Camille Pierre to the free throw line. Only D1 player this year, averaging over 22 points per game and 10 rebounds per contest. Deep breath by her at the line. Pierre is a 69% free throw shooter, and her first one kicks in. 30-27, Alabama leading Vanderbilt. 2:27 remaining here in the second quarter. One more for Pierre. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound tap to Essence Cody. She collects it. Gives the basketball to Barker over the timeline left. Alabama ball up by 3. Barker at the top of the key. Barker finds Cody on the right block, spins around, throws up a shot, no good. But before that, contact and a foul called against Vanderbilt. Blake's with the contact. Second foul on her. Second team foul on the Commodores. Pierre goes out for the Crimson Tide, or for the Commodores, beg your pardon. And Vanderbilt going back to its bench. Carly Weathers back in to replace Lester. Vanderbilt brings on Ayanna Mitchell, who stands at 6'4", to replace Pierre. Weathers, the right baseline, and bounces the basketball to Green, intended for Green. Oliver tipped it, but Green finally corrals it left front court. Green to the left wing for the Crimson Tide. Green at the top of the key. Looking for Barker, now instead goes to Nye at the top of the key. 9 on the shot clock. Nye has the ball tipped, but it's a reach-in called against Vanderbilt. Anna Moore called for her first foul. 3rd team foul on the doors. 2:03 left to go before halftime. Alabama 30, Vanderbilt 27. Vanderbilt, no field goals last 2:41 of this game. Alabama's hit 5 of its last 7 from the floor. Weathers, baseline out of bounds from the right baseline. Inbounds to Green. Catch and release 3, right wing. Off the back iron, no good. And over the backboard. And that will give the Vanderbilt Commodores the basketball. Minute 59 remaining in the second quarter. Alabama 30, Vanderbilt 27. Oliver inbounds the basketball to Green. Green over the middle of the timeline for the Doors. Quick handoff to Kapanis. Now in between the rings to Moore. Moore on the screen by Mitchell, just to the right. Gets downhill down the right side, throws up a shot, no good. Rebound left side by Mitchell. Her putback, no good. Rebound taken away by the Tide by Zay Green. Green over the timeline right. Alabama ball up by 3. A minute 40 remaining in the second quarter. Green, left side lane, spins around, lost her footing, lost the ball, taken away by Vanderbilt. First, Kapanis is able to find Moore. Moore over the timeline, flips the ball to Kapanis. Now in between the rings to Moore to calm things down for a moment for Vanderbilt. No field goals in the last 3+ minutes for Vanderbilt. All the points coming at the free throw line. Mitchell, bounce pass kicked on the right side of the lane by Cody. It'll still be Vanderbilt ball with a fresh 20 seconds put on the shot clock. Vanderbilt will inbound from the right baseline. And it will be Moore getting set for the inbounds pass. Moore. Scanning the floor, looking, waiting, inbounds the basketball to Mitchell. Mitchell on the right side of the circle, works it back to Moore in the right wing. Now she attacks, dumps it off in the paint to Oliver. Offensive foul. Offensive foul called against Vanderbilt, and that will take everything away for the Commodores trying to break what has been a long scoring drought. Field goal drought at least. Now that foul going against Moore, that'll be her second foul. And bounce pass from Barker into Zay Green, and now it will be Green over the timeline for the Crimson Tide. Here's Green in the paint, right side lane, step back jumper, kicks out, no good, and the rebound under the basket by Kapanis. Basketball going to the Commodores. Alabama hasn't scored in the last 2+ minutes. Final minute of action here in the second quarter. Vanderbilt ball trailing by 3. Top of the key, here's Green with a 3 off the back iron, no good. Rebound, Aaliyah Nye in the Crimson paint, gives to Barker in transition. Barker hurries into the paint, defended by 2 Commodores, puts up a shot, puts it home, hits the deck, Sarah Ashley Barker, but that feels all right, making Alabama's lead 5 points with 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. 32-27 Crimson Tide. 4-second difference in between the game clock and shot clock. Vanderbilt working with the basketball with Green. Bounce pass to Moore at the top of the key. Moore popping a 3-pointer. That's off the iron, no good. A rebound tapped out of play. And last touch by Vanderbilt, so it will be Crimson Tide ball with 14 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Alabama 32, Vanderbilt 27. Good defense for the Tide, handing Vanderbilt a tough stretch offensively where the Doors have missed their last 6 shots, 2 of their last 10, and haven't hit a shot from the floor in the last 4 minutes, 11 seconds. Christie Curry talking things over with Dee Kantner, veteran official, as Carly Weathers gets ready for the inbounds pass. No shot clock, 14.4 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Inbounds pass into Green. Some backcourt pressure by Vanderbilt. Green over the timeline, 10 seconds left. To Barker on the left wing. Barker in between the rings for the Crimson Tide, 5 seconds left. Barker double teamed and fouled by Vanderbilt by Mitchell. Mitchell called for the foul. That's her first, and that will send Alabama to the free throw line. That's the 5th foul by Vanderbilt in this quarter. So the Crimson Tide in the bonus, and Barker will go to the line for 2 shots already. 17 points for Barker. A sparkling return for her. 8 of 9 shooting from the floor, including knocking down a 3-pointer. She's had 3 rebounds, 2 assists as well. Barker, 70% free throw shooter. First one. Give it to her. 33-27, Alabama matching its largest lead of the game, 6 points. One more for Barker. Vanderbilt will have 3.9 seconds to work with. Here is Barker's second. It's good. 34-27, 7-point Alabama lead as Zuma checks in for Cody. Dinah Collins comes in to replace Green. Cody and Green go out. Vanderbilt inbounds the basketball to Blakes. Blakes in the backcourt, 1 second left, puts up a shot at the buzzer right side, no good, and that closes out the second quarter of play with Alabama up by its largest lead of the game, 7 points against Vanderbilt. Our halftime score from Tuscaloosa, Alabama 34 and Vanderbilt 27. When we come back, we'll start the Toyota halftime report. That's up next here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Jan Miller.
And I'm Kobe Prentice.
Make sure you and your family are up to date this summer on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory disease.
Vaccinations against these viruses are important for everyone, especially those at a higher risk of developing serious complications, including older Americans and those with certain medical conditions.
So don't wait, vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today. Stay safe and roll tide.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients: water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
Welcome into the Toyota Halftime Report from Coleman Coliseum. It's a happy score to report. Alabama 34 and Vanderbilt 27 at the break. Taking a look at the first half stats for the Crimson Tide, it's Alabama again leading 34-27. The Crimson Tide outscored Vanderbilt 19-15 in the first quarter, then 15-12 in the second quarter. So Alabama ending the half with its largest lead of the game, 7 points. Crimson Tide shooting the basketball 53% from the floor, 14-26, 2 of 9 from 3, perfect 4 of 4 at the free throw line. Alabama also out rebounding Vanderbilt 21-14 in this game, 9 assists. Alabama hampered it offensively with 14 turnovers, 3 steals and a block for the Tide. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt, after getting off to a decent start, 38% in the first quarter, only shot 4 of 15 at 26% in the second quarter. So they cooled off a bit. So for the game, Vanderbilt 33% shooting, 11 of 33. Vanderbilt 2 of 10 from 3 and 3 of 4 at the free throw line. Vanderbilt with 7 assists, 8 turnovers, 12 steals, including 4 by Camille Pierre, 3 each by Jordan Oliver and Leilani Kapanis. 1 block so far by the Commodores by Jordan Oliver. Top scorer, Sarah Ashley Barker. Story of the game so far, Barker in her return for the first time since January 2nd after dealing with an ankle injury. 19 points in the first half, 8 of 9 from the floor, 1 of 1 from 3. She also has 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Great return so far for Sarah Ashley Barker. Other Tide scores include 4 points, Christabel Azuma, 3 by Carly Weathers, 2 each by Aaliyah Nye, Jonna Cunningham, Zay Green. It's Cody. Top scorer for the Doors, 14 points by Michaela Blakes, 5 points from Camille Pierre, 4 each by Ayanna Moore and Leilani Kapanis. But at the break, it's Alabama in front by a 34-27 score against Vanderbilt. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll check other scores around this busy Sunday of SEC women's basketball. Our score in Tuscaloosa, Alabama 34, Vanderbilt 27. Back with more of the Toyota Halftime Report next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Domino's delivers game day across Tuscaloosa and the surrounding area. Locally owned in Tuscaloosa for 30-plus years, the team at Domino's is proud to be a supporter of Alabama basketball and athletics across the capstone. Domino's would like to thank our customers for supporting our local business for over 30 years. Make Domino's your choice on game days year-round. Domino's is proud to deliver your Alabama Crimson Tide game days anytime. Just visit RollDomino's.com. Thanks for your business and Roll Tide.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide!
DCH has a new dedicated unit especially for children. At DCH, we recognize how the entire family is affected when a child is sick, injured, or living with a chronic medical condition. Our board-certified pediatricians specialize in providing our youngest patients, from birth through adolescence, the best care appropriate to their developmental level, physically, emotionally, and psychologically. DCH Pediatrics, making a big difference in little lives.
See the call as we make the call. Watch the Courtside Cam presented by NASCAR for each Alabama home basketball game. Streaming live on all CTSN social media platforms, you can get a front row seat to every big play and every reaction from the Alabama radio crew for men's and women's basketball. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X at UA_CTSN.
Wide open 9, left corner 3. Switch!
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Halftime in Tuscaloosa, the Crimson Tide leading the Vanderbilt Commodores 34-27 at the break. Time to take a look at our Alabama Power scoreboard update. Alabama Power, a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama Power, power for a better Alabama. Crimson Tide in front by 7 at the break. Other games that are in progress. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter from Norman. 15th ranked Oklahoma with a 25-10 lead against Georgia. Next home game for Alabama will be here in this building at 2 o'clock next Sunday against the Georgia Lady Bulldogs. That will get going shortly in a couple of spots. 7th ranked Texas will be at Ole Miss coming up in just 10 minutes. Also, it'll be Florida at Auburn down on the Plains. And then in just over an hour, Texas A&M pays a visit to LSU just after the Tigers lost for the first time this year to South Carolina on Friday. Speaking of losing for just the first time in SEC play, Kentucky fell at Texas A&M on Thursday, but the Wildcats bounced back today by playing Arkansas and winning by 20 points at home, 89-69 over Arkansas. Speaking of Kentucky, our next game will be coming up Thursday in Lexington. It will be a 6 p.m. tip-off between Alabama and Kentucky from the recently renovated Memorial Coliseum. Look forward to being back in one of the oldest venues in SEC basketball that now has a fresh look coming up on Thursday. Again, the Crimson Tide with the advantage, 34-27 at halftime against Vanderbilt. We will step aside and be back with more of the Toyota Halftime Report next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get 2.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Offer valid through February 3rd, 2025. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $29.08 monthly payment for every $1,000 financed. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Let's go. Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
I'm Jan Miller.
And I'm Kobe Prentice.
Make sure you and your family are up to date this summer on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory disease.
Vaccinations against these viruses are important for everyone, especially those at a higher risk of developing serious complications, including older Americans and those with certain medical conditions.
So don't wait, vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today. Stay safe and roll tide.
Crimson Tide 34, Commodores 27 here at halftime. What to expect in the second half is presented by Coca-Cola's Zero Sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty is Coke Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever. Try and decide. Well, the Crimson Tide, an impressive first half against Vanderbilt. Main thing for Alabama to work on coming up in the second half, limiting turnovers. Alabama's already turned the basketball over 14 times in this game. Vanderbilt has matched its season average already with 12 steals in the first half. Again, they've been averaging that for games so far this year, but against Alabama, 12 steals in the first half for the Commodores. So, valuing the basketball is going to be very important for the Crimson Tide coming up here in the second half of play. And then if Alabama can keep finding a way to feed Sarah Ashley Barker, that'd be great as well. Barker, 19 points in her return, 8 of 9 from the floor. 1 of 1 from 3, 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Just a great start for Sarah Ashley Barker, coming back for the first time since her ankle injury that she suffered all the way back on January 2nd. Here we are 24 days later. She has looked fantastic in her return for the Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide and the Commodores about to return to the floor, so that will do it for the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealers or explore SCToyota.com today. Take advantage of the deals on our full line of vehicles. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. Next up, the third quarter of action. Our score, Alabama 34 and Vanderbilt 27. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Alabama One is a proud supporter of the University of Alabama Athletics. At Alabama One, we understand you have big life goals. Whether you're paying off student debt, buying a home, or retiring, your big life goals require healthy finances. As a full-service credit union, Alabama One offers our members the resources you need to reach your goals, including better rates than most banks and a full suite of products, including credit cards and loans for mortgages, cars, businesses, and land. Visit us in person or online, alabama1.org. Alabama One is an equal housing lender.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. To stay on top, you got to keep raising your game, just like the 2024 Ford F-150, the smartest, most connected F-150 ever. Ford offers impressive technology to help you get the job done in the smartest way possible. For the latest offers on a Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
When it comes to land care, you need equipment that's a slam dunk every time. At Tri-Green Equipment, we provide the tried and true support you need for your John Deere gear. Just like the Alabama Crimson Tide, we're always ready to assist you in making those game-winning plays. Visit us today and experience the unbeatable support that keeps you in the game. Tri-Green Equipment, proud sponsor of Crimson Tide basketball.
Crimson Tide leading by a score of 34-27 against Vanderbilt. We're about to start the third quarter, but before we do, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. That's 10 seconds for a station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Welcome back to Coleman Coliseum on campus at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. This is Roger Hoover with the Courtside. Jerry Kelly producing this game back in our Learfield studios. Ethan Carabin producing Courtside Cam, presented by NASCAR. All of you watching, say hi to Ethan in the comments. We want to see those on Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitter, wherever. We want to see those comments fly in. Just say 2 words. Hi, Ethan. We've been saying hello to Sarah Ashley Barker. Doing a great job for the Crimson Tide in her return after dealing with an ankle injury that kept her out for 24 days from impacting this Crimson Tide team. Give Alabama credit. Alabama's built up a 4-2 record, largely playing without her throughout each SEC game. She was injured in the opener of SEC play against Florida. Missed most of the second half. Alabama won that game. Picking up victories since then for the Crimson Tide. Only losses to 2 of the best in the country in Texas and South Carolina. Now back underway. Alabama with the basketball, playing on the right goal. Vandy on the left. Bounce pass finds Barker from Weathers. Right side layup just short. Rebound tapped around. Blakes tried to get it back. Goes out of bounds with the ball. It will be Crimson Tide basketball. No, it'll actually go back to Vanderbilt, it appears. So out of play, last touch by Barker. Alabama in the home white jerseys, Vanderbilt the road black. Our officials, Dee Kantner, Angelica Suffren, and Teresa Stuck. Basketball with the Commodores. Waba on the left wing, bounce pass to Bier, the free throw line against Cody. Into the paint, spins around, double team, finds Oliver, left side lane, left corner, Waba puts up a 3 that's good, contested by Nye, but she still knocks it down. Jane Waba makes it 34-30. Basketball with the Tide, leading by 4, 40 seconds into this third quarter. Green at the top of the key. Shuffling a step to the left. Cody, top of the key. Now back to Green. Green, top of the key, double teamed in between the rings. Looks for some help. Vanderbilt ties up the ball. Possession arrow favors the black and gold. Basketball to the Commodores. After getting the tie up against Green, the double team right at mid-floor works for Shea Ralph and Vanderbilt. Commodores basketball. Blake's top scorer in the first half with 14 points. Works over the timeline, couple steps to the left wing. Now it's Blake's driving under the basket against Cody. Looks for help, finds it right elbow in Oliver. Her jumper no good. Cody the rebound left block. Basketball to the Crimson Tide. Cody, after being double teamed, spins out of pressure, finds Green. Green, top of the key to Weathers, then Barker, left wing. Thought about a 3 instead and tacks inside. Layup just short, rebound tapped around, controlled by Vanderbilt's Pierre on the right baseline. Basketball at the doors, trailing by 4. 8:40 remaining in this third quarter. Moore on the right wing. Right corner, Oliver. Bounce pass on the right baseline to Pierre. Pierre driving, gets Cody to the basket. Lost control of the ball, stolen away by Green. Green leads the fast break for Alabama. Green attacking the Crimson paint, floats it up. Kicks out, no good. Green the rebound right side. Finds Barker on the right wing. Now on top of the key, here's Cody launching a 3. She's got it! Essence Cody knocks down her 4th three-pointer of the year. Alabama by 7, 37-30 over Vanderbilt. Cody left open, she makes the Commodores pay. Now the basketball with the doors. 2 minutes into this third quarter, trailing by the halftime margin, 7 points. Moore, right wing 3. Off the iron, no good. A rebound by Waba, then her putback no good, but she's fouled on the putback attempt by the Crimson Tide. Carly Weathers. First foul on Carly in this game. First team foul against the Crimson Tide here in the third quarter. Alabama 37, Vanderbilt 30. To the free throw line, Jane Waba. 5'10" grad student from Carson, California. Transferred from Pepperdine, where she was all West Coast Conference honorable mention a year ago. First free throw, no good. Waba, an 86% free throw shooter. Misses the first, now lines up her second. Puts it on the way. That kicks out no good. Cody the rebound left side. Basketball the Crimson Tide up by 7. Alabama matching its largest lead of the game and the halftime margin. Green on the right wing. Green backing up a few steps in between the circles. Green pounding the right-hand dribble, tapping her left cheek, calling out a play. It's Green with a three-pointer that's no good. Hit the net but didn't go through the cylinder. And a turnover on the Crimson Tide with a missed shot going out of play. 7:27 remaining in the third quarter. Vanderbilt will have the ball, trailing 37-30 at Alabama. Over the timeline, Blake's on the right side. Quick handoff to Waba, and then to Moore. Moore to Blake's in between the rings. Blakes gets around the screen down the right side. Layup up, no good, but she's fouled, and will go to the free throw line. Leonai called for the foul. It'll be her first foul. Crimson Tide committing 2 team fouls in this first 3 minutes of the third quarter. Vanderbilt to the line, trailing 37-30 at Alabama with 7:15 remaining in this third quarter. Blakes to the free throw line. 86% free throw shooter, already 2 of 2 at the line today. First one on the way, good. 37-31. One more, good as well. 37-32. 5-point Alabama lead. Crimson Tide over the timeline right with Weathers. Double team, finds Green. Green, left side lane, nearly lost her footing. Backs up to the top of the key. Green, after a step to the left, a step to the right. On the right wing, Aaliyah Nye. Nye to the free throw line. At the SEC logo, spins, feels pressure from Moore. A little jumper is short, and the rebound snatched out of the air by Mitchell. Basketball with Vanderbilt, trailing by 5. Moore at the top of the key. Lets her offense catch up, goes to Pierre, left alone on the left side, mid-range jumper off the iron, no good to the right, and the rebound tried to be saved in play by Waba, but could not do it. It'll be Crimson Tide ball. 6:43 left to go in this third quarter. Vanderbilt outscoring Alabama 5-3. Crimson Tide, after shooting 53% in the first half, 1 of 6 from the floor to begin the second half. Vanderbilt not much better, 1 for 4 to begin this third quarter shooting. Nye at the top of the key, handoff to Barker. Barker, right elbow. Barker attacks on the left side, spins around in the paint, throws up a shot, banks it in. Sarah Ashley Barker, 21 points. She makes it 39-32 Crimson Tide. Basketball back with Vandy, trailing by 7. Blake's top of the key, long jumper is short. Rebound Mitchell right side. Mitchell's put back on the way, no good. Rebound Nye left side. Basketball with Alabama. Crimson Tide a chance to build on what is the largest lead of the game, 7 points. Green, step back jumper inside the top of the key, short, and the rebound taken away by Blakes on the right side of the lane. Vanderbilt with the ball. Blakes top of the key, her pass tipped by Green, right to Cody. Turnover, forced by the Crimson Tide defense. Green over the timeline, left side lane to the rim, floats it up, it kicks in for Zay Green. 41-32, Alabama by 9, largest lead of the contest. Vanderbilt with the basketball with Blakes over the middle of the timeline. Handoff. In between the rings to Pierre. Pierre, then to Waba. Now back to Blakes on the left side. Bounce pass in between the ring, or left side of the lane to Pierre. Throws up a shot, no good. Rebound tapped around, goes out of play over the baseline, and will stay with Vanderbilt with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Dinah Collins checking in for Alabama, replacing Zay Green. Meanwhile, for Vanderbilt, Oliver back in, as well as Leilani Capitas. 8 on the shot clock. Vanderbilt inbounds to Pierre, driving in from the right side, off the window. That shot no good. Rebound saved in play by Carly Weathers on the baseline. Then Weathers fouled in transition by Pierre. Pierre called for her first foul. First team foul as well on Vanderbilt here in the third quarter. Crimson Tide will inbound with Barker in the backcourt. Will go the length of the floor with Dinah Collins running the offense. Inbounds from Barker to Collins. Now Collins will dribble over the timeline right. Collins on the right wing, dribbles to the top of the key. Looks to Barker, tightly guarded by Capitas, who tips the ball into the backcourt. Barker retrieves it. Barker feeling the pressure by Capitas, still in the backcourt. Now Barker over the middle of the timeline. Barker around the screen by Cody, breaks free. Shoots it over to Weathers, left side 3. Off the iron, no good. On the rebound, left block, taken away by Blakes. Blakes in transition to Pierre. Down the left side lane, Pierre dumps it off to Capitas. A floater in the paint, no good. Her putback is up and in. Got the rebound and the score by Capitas to break an over 2-minute scoring drought for Vanderbilt. 41-34, 7-point Alabama lead. Crimson Tide working with the ball. Next dead ball will be immediate timeout. 4:35 remaining in this third quarter. Collins top of the key, bounce pass to Barker, nearly stolen away by Capitas, who had 3 steals in the first half. Barker top of the key. Pounding the right-handed dribble, 10 on the shot clock. Barker finds an open Weathers, left corner. Weathers started to think about putting up a 3-pointer, instead moved inside the arc, and in that move, traveled with the basketball, and that takes us to a timeout on the floor with turnover. 4:21 remaining in the third quarter from Tuscaloosa. Alabama 41 and Vanderbilt 34. We'll be back with the rest of the third quarter next. This is Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Lease a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $379 a month for 39 months. Offer valid through February 3rd, 2025. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.78 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
4:21 left to go in the third quarter. It's Alabama 41 and Vanderbilt 34. Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. Download the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app now for free in the App Store and Google Play. Crimson Tide 41, Vanderbilt 34. So far, both of these teams with 7 points here in the third quarter, but shots really not falling. Vanderbilt just 2 of 10 shooting in this third quarter. Alabama just 1 shot better, 3 of 10 so far. Crimson Tide with 1 3-pointer and 3 attempts in the second quarter. The 1-3 by the Crimson Tide, Sarah Ashley Barker. So now up to 21 points. Or no, it was Essence Cody in this third quarter. Barker did have 1 in the first quarter, but Essence Cody knocking down a 3-pointer. Helping Alabama's cause. Crimson Tide continue to be led by Barker with 21 points in her return from ankle injury. Meanwhile, Michaela Blake's leading the way for Vanderbilt with 16 points here in this game. It's the We Back Pat game. All the Crimson Tide players, coaching staff wearing the We Back Pat shirts. Same can be said for Vanderbilt. A lot of people in the building as well wearing purple in recognition of We Back Pat as Pat Summit Foundation raises awareness for Alzheimer's disease and research. An initiative started while Coach Summit was still alive, coaching the Tennessee Lady Volunteers before she ultimately retired and sadly passed away 4 years later from that disease. But more information can be found at We Back Pat. Just look up the Pat Summit Foundation. This is the second We Back Pat game that Alabama has played in so far this year. After also playing in the We Back Pat game last Sunday in Fayetteville. Crimson Tide will return to the floor with Diana Collins, Carly Weathers, Aaliyah Nye, Sarah Ashley Barker, and Essence Cody. Meanwhile, for Vanderbilt, it's Blakes along with Kapanis, Oliver, Moore back on the floor, as well as Pierre. Pierre has done a nice job defensively for Vanderbilt, but scoring the basketball only 2 of 12 from the floor, just 5 points for Pierre, who's been averaging 22 points, 10 rebounds per game. Pierre with 5 points and 5 rebounds so far in this game, midway through the third quarter. Back underway with Vanderbilt with the basketball. Pierre at the top of the key to Moore. Head fake by her on the right side. Thought about a step back 3 instead. Kapanis back to Moore at the top of the key, guarded by Cody. Moore to the free throw line, 10 on the shot clock to Blake's top of the key. High arching 3 by her is good. Blake's knocks down her 3rd 3-pointer of this game. 41-37. Crimson Tide lead down to 4 with 3:50 remaining in the third quarter. And bounce pass to Nye, facing backcourt pressure to Collins. Collins guarded closely by Oliver, and Blake's just works over the timeline. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Vanderbilt. Good pressure from the Commodores in the backcourt, really mostly at mid-floor, leading to the turnover by Alabama. Alabama, 17 turnovers in this game compared to Vanderbilt's 10. Moore at the free throw line, switches on the right side to Pierre. Pierre, mid-range jumper up, good, and 1. Foul's going to be called against the Crimson Tide. I believe Essence Cody. That makes it 41-39. Chance to become a 1-point game at the free throw line. Commodores in the midst of a 7-0 run. Second foul on Essence Cody. Carly Weathers will check out for the Crimson Tide. Zay Green comes back in. 41-39. Now an opportunity for Pierre at the line to make it a one-point game. And she will, knocking down the end one. 41-40. 8-0 run by the Commodores to march back into this game against Alabama. Crimson Tide have not scored in the last 2.5 minutes. Alabama with Green in between the rings. Facing pressure from Moore, dribbles to the right wing. Green scanning the floor. She dribbles to the top of the key. 10 on the shot clock. Green has her pass behind. Nice. Stolen away by Blakes. Fast break chance. Blakes drives. Left side layup good. Vanderbilt's in front. Christie Curry will call a timeout. Commodores in front. 42-41 over Alabama. It's a 10-0 run for Vanderbilt in the last minute 45. All of a sudden, Vanderbilt's in front in this game. 2:58 remaining in the third quarter. It's now Vanderbilt 42 and Alabama 41. Back with the next 2:58 of this ball game coming up here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. Talk about an outstanding lineup. Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty deliver impressive power and game-changing capability. That's why I'm a fan of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 47 consecutive years. For the latest offers on a Ford truck, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
I'm John Miller.
And I'm Kobe Prentice.
Make sure you and your family are up to date this summer on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory disease.
Vaccinations against these viruses are important for everyone, especially those at a higher risk of developing serious complications, including older Americans and those with certain medical conditions.
So don't wait, vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today. Stay safe and roll tide.
The Alabama Insider Podcast is the official podcast of Crimson Tide Athletics. Catch full episodes of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, Crimson Tide Rewind, Crimson Tide Today Daily Reports, plus full interviews from Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. Download and subscribe to the Alabama Insider Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all podcast platforms. Roll Tide with the Alabama Insider Podcast.
Vanderbilt on a 10-0 run, taking the lead from Alabama at 42-41, with still 2:58 remaining in the third quarter. Crimson Tide fans, the Alabama Department of Public Health reminds you to stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today to learn more about how you can stay up to date on vaccinations. Crimson Tide trailing in this ball game, 42-41. Alabama's led for the majority of the contest, 19 minutes, 16 seconds. Vanderbilt has led for 4 minutes and 5 seconds. But the Commodores in the midst of a 10-0 run over the last minute 45 to grab the lead as they made their last 4 shots. Meanwhile, Alabama played again by turnovers. 3 turnovers in the last 3 minutes, and in that time, Alabama has not scored. So the Crimson Tide with some work to do as we get ready to resume play again at 2:58 remaining in the third quarter. Vanderbilt 42, Alabama 41. Crimson Tide have enjoyed the upper hand in this series. Alabama has won the last 10 meetings, but the last loss to Vanderbilt, you have to go all the way back to 2017 in Nashville. Last loss in Tuscaloosa was 2016. Shea Ralph is starting to wake up what's been a sleeping giant in the SEC in women's basketball. Vanderbilt, a team that sent periods of success in the 90s and early 2000s. Starting to get this program back on track. Here is Crimson Tide with the basketball. Ralph tried to go to Barker, but it's over her head, and a turnover on the Crimson Tide. So a turnover right after timeout for Alabama. Vanderbilt will have the ball with 2:44 remaining in the third quarter. Inbounds pass goes into Michaela Blakes. Blakes over the timeline for the Commodores, leading the way with 21 points in this game. Bounce pass to Pierre, right elbow against Cody. Drives in, spins around right block. Little floater up, no good. And the rebound tapped out of play by Zay Green. It'll still be Vanderbilt ball with 2:30 remaining in this third quarter. 15 left in the shot clock for the Commodores to work with. Moore will inbound on the right baseline for the Commodores. Inbounds to Pierre. Quick handoff back to Moore, right corner. Thought about a three, instead works inside the arc. Passes on the left side, Kapanis. Kapanis at the top of the key. Handoff to Oliver. 5 on the shot clock. Blake's launching high arching three. That short rebound. Barker left side lane. In transition, here comes Alabama. Barker. Left side lane, spins around, looks for help, finds it Nye. Left wing, Nye inside the arc, long jumper up, off the iron, no good. Rebound fought for and won by Pierre. Basketball with Vanderbilt. Cody was right there, but Pierre had the footing closer to the basket and grabs the rebound. Now Vanderbilt Moore, free throw line jumper up short. Rebound, Zay Green against Pierre, going out of play with the ball. Basketball will go to the Crimson Tide. Pierre touching it last. Minute 52 remaining in this third quarter. Vanderbilt 42, Alabama 41. Barker inbounds the basketball to Green. Green over the middle of the timeline. Now Green, a quick handoff to Cody. Excuse me, to Collins. Collins at the top of the key, backs up a step. Gives to Cody at the top of the key. Looks low, looks to the left. Now Cody, still standing top of the key, passes on the right wing to Nye. Nye dribbles to the top of the key, 10 on the shot clock. Bounce past Collins in the left corner. Against Pierre, Collins fights, and a foul is going to be called against Pierre as Collins was just passing top of the key to Green, who would have knocked down a three-pointer. Foul before that on Camille Pierre, her second. Second team foul on Vanderbilt. A minute 28 left to go in the third quarter. Vanderbilt 42, Alabama 41. Collins, left baseline, and bounce to Cody. Cody on the left baseline, gives to Collins on the left wing. Collins to the free throw line, gives to Barker, right side three. Off the iron, no good, and the rebound, Pierre left block. Basketball back with Vanderbilt. Scoring drought continues. A pass stolen away by Barker. Great effort laying out, going into the Vanderbilt bench. Sarah Ashley Barker gets the steal for the Tide. Here's Collins, top of the key. Feels the pressure, gives to Barker. Barker at the top of the key for the Tide. Left side of the lane. Investigative drive, Barker spins around. Travel to the basketball, is kind of in the midst of spinning around that left side of the lane and turns the ball over. Turnovers really hampering Alabama during this scoring drought. 4 of them over the last 4 minutes, 52 seconds, and in that time, actually 5 of them now, and in that time, Alabama has not scored. Commodores outscoring Alabama 15-7 in this third quarter. Collins goes out for Alabama. Carly Weathers back in. All 5 starters on the floor. Green, Weathers, Nye, Cody, Barker. 53 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Vanderbilt ball up by a point, 42-41. Blakes to Kapanis, right side lane in the paint. Double team, throws up a shot that's good. Kapanis scores 44-41. Vanderbilt up 3. Basketball with the Crimson Tide, trailing by 3. Largest deficit of the game for Alabama. Green at the top of the key, double teamed at mid-floor. Tried to go to Cody, but that's stolen by Blakes. Ball ping-pongs around. Weathers tried for the steal, but Pierre grabs it, gives to Blakes. Now Moore in the right corner. Step back 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound, Oliver left baseline. Shoots at top of the key to Blakes. Her 3 on the way is short. And the rebound, Vanderbilt saves it in play right corner with Moore. 13 seconds left. Shot clock turned off for Michaela Blakes. Commodores up 3 with the ball. Blakes, 5 seconds, gets moving, gets Green. From the right elbow, her jumper is short. Rebound, Green for a moment, and then the shot goes up. No good by Kapanis, who finally grabbed it away from Green, puts it up at the buzzer, no good. And that closes out the third quarter of play. A third quarter where Vanderbilt outscored Alabama 17-7. As we go to the fourth in Tuscaloosa, it's the Crimson Tide trailing by 3, 44-41 against Vanderbilt. Start of the fourth quarter coming up next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers, an Alabama tailgate tradition. Founded in Haleyville, Alabama in 1965, Guthrie's has been a Bama fan favorite for years. From your hometown to college towns all around, Guthrie's is still serving the family's original Southern fried chicken recipe just like always, fresh, hot, and fast. Make Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers the MVP of your next tailgate. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant and now an official partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For franchise information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com.
What's up, Tide fans? This is Mark Sears reminding you that the best defense against ants, spiders, mosquitoes, and other pests is Cook's Pest Control. Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. Cook's Centricon system is today's best technology for termite control. Protect your house with pest control you can trust. Call Cook's today for a free inspection.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie. Cook's Pest Control.
You're
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Vanderbilt 44, Alabama 41. We get ready to start the fourth quarter here in Tuscaloosa. Coming up on Thursday, make sure you join us for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. We'll talk women's basketball with Zay Green, softball with Marley Giles. Can you believe we are getting closer and closer to the start of softball season? We'll have plenty on Alabama basketball as well. But again, Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Huge response to our show this past week. If you missed it, catch it on demand. Deontay Lawson, Peyton Walker joining us. Lawson from football, Walker from gymnastics. Really fun show this past Thursday. It's each Thursday, 2 p.m. Central. Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Vanderbilt 44, Alabama 41. We have 10 minutes to go in this game. Crimson Tide led for most of the first half, led into the third quarter, led it by 7. At halftime, only to be outscored by 10 by Vanderbilt in the third quarter, 17-7. Sarah Ashley Barker, and her return for Alabama from ankle injury, has led the way with 21 points. Only scored 2 points of Alabama's 7 in the third quarter. Work to do as we start the fourth quarter in Tuscaloosa. Barker inbounds to Cody. Cody, right front court, trying to spin away from pressure, goes to Green, and a reach-in foul called against Vanderbilt, called against Pierre. So for Pierre, that'll be her third foul. First team foul comes only 5 seconds into the fourth quarter against Vanderbilt. Crimson Tide will again inbound the basketball from the right sideline. It'll be Barker, a little closer to the arc. Barker gets ready to inbound the ball. Crimson Tide trailing by 3. 9:55 remaining in this game. Barker ready for the inbounds pass into Green, but that's stolen away by Kapanis. She steals the inbounds pass from the sideline out of bounds play. Basketball with Vanderbilt up 3. Moore against Weathers, all the way back in the right corner to Kapanis. Attacks the paint, left side layup off the window, no good. Barker the rebound on the paint. Here comes Alabama. Barker over the timeline left. Barker, despite feeling pressure by Oliver, a reach-in foul called against Vanderbilt, against Kapanis. It'll actually be against Oliver. That'll be her second. Kapanis and Oliver right there against Barker. Christie Curry was right in the ear of D. Kantner the entire time. Barker was dribbling along the left sideline. 2 fouls on Vanderbilt in the first 26 seconds of the fourth quarter. Remember, it takes 5 to get into the bonus in women's basketball in these individual quarters. Weathers inbounds to Barker, right side. She's got it, lets the defense go by. Right side layup, good. Scoring drought over for Alabama. That makes it 44-43. Crimson Tide trailing by a point. Still 9:20 left to go in this game. Commodores with the basketball. Floating at top of the key to Pierre against Cody. Pierre, a head fake. Pierre, a dribble to the left, now passing to Moore, top of the key. Moore, top of the key, couple steps to the right side. Blake's 10 on the shot clock. Blake's against Cody, driving in, right side layup is good, and 1. Kale Blake's leading the way for Vanderbilt with 23 points, a chance to get number 24 at the line. Foul on Cody, her third in this game. Team foul number 1 in Alabama in the fourth quarter. Blake slow to get up as she lays on her back on the floor. Teammates bend over to try and pick her up, as well as the athletic trainer, Allison Shepard. It's actually like Happiness, who's shaken up after Blank scored for the Commodores to make it 46-43 in favor of Vanderbilt. Now Kapanis slowly helped up to her feet, along with Blake's and athletic trainer Allison Shepard. Now Kapanis will be escorted to the Vanderbilt bench at first, if not the locker room. Kapanis has been a difference maker defensively. She'll take a seat on the bench and receive further treatment on her right leg. Blake scoring. Moment to go for Vanderbilt to get up to 23 points. She goes to the line for an and 1. She's been a perfect 4 of 4 at the free throw line so far in this game. And one coming up for Blakes. Puts it in to make it 47-43. Vanderbilt by 4. Barker inbounds to Green. Green in the backcourt facing some pressure by Moore, but Green over the timeline left. Crimson Tide getting into its offense. Alabama ball trailing by 4. Green attacks the Crimson paint, kicks it out in the right corner. Weathers, right wing Collins. Collins to Barker, left wing 3. Swirls out of the iron, no good, and the rebound at the free throw line by Weathers, and a reach-in foul called against Crimson Tide with Weathers. Rebound was by Pierre, trying to steal the basketball quickly away from Pierre, but Weathers called for the reach-in. So now you have a foul on Alabama. 2 team fouls on both Alabama and Vanderbilt in the first minute plus of this fourth quarter. Vanderbilt with Blakes over the middle of the timeline. Blakes quickly gets to the basket. Underhand layup, no good from the right side. Pierre, the rebound, her putback, blocked away by Alabama, but a foul called. That'll be on Essence Cody, who thought she had the block. Instead, Cody will pick up her 4th foul, and we still have a long way to go in this game. 8:32 remaining in this contest. Shot was no good. Rebound by Pierre, and then the ball swatted away by Cody. Did have some contact there, and now Cody will head to the bench. 4 fouls, so 2 shots coming up for Pierre. 2 of 3 at the line today, knocks down the first. 48-43. One more coming up for Pierre, building up the lead to 5 points. Now 6 for Vanderbilt with the second one good. 49-43. Alabama's largest deficit today, 6 points. Here comes Alabama. Green over the timeline to the right wing for the Crimson Tide. Green dribbling at the top of the key, now attacks the paint. SEC logo, jumper is good. Zay Green kickstarts the scoring for Alabama. 49-45, basketball back with Vanderbilt. There will be some backcourt pressure as the inbounds pass comes into Blanks. It's Collins guarding her in the backcourt. Now Blanks over Script A and Crimson at mid-floor. Passes on the right wing to Waba. Waba, bounce pass to Pierre, right baseline. Pierre starting to attack against Collins, and a foul is going to be called. Guarding too closely, Diana Collins. 3 fouls on Collins. 4 team fouls in Alabama. First 2+ minutes of this fourth quarter. Vanderbilt was called for 2 fouls first 26 seconds of the fourth quarter. So Alabama, 1 more foul will put Vandy in the bonus the rest of the way. Vanderbilt gets to the right block, and a right side layup good by Pierre. 51-45. Crimson Tide again trailing by 6 with 7:47 left to go in this game. Alabama just 5 of 15 from the floor here in the second half. Barker at the top of the key. Barker dribble to the right, passes on the right wing to Collins. Collins spins around, back to Barker in the right corner. Barker into the paint, fighting to the left side, puts it up, puts it in off the window. 51-47. Barker up to 25 points. Basketball with the Commodores, 7:20 remaining in this fourth quarter. Blake's over the timeline at the top of the key. Blake's guarded closely by Green. Top of the key to Moore. Moore, a dribble to the left, feels the pressure, back at the top of the key to Blake's free throw line. Gives to Oliver. Oliver, top of the key. 5 of the shot clock to Blake's. Blake's against Collins. 3 seconds left. 2, 1. Blake's lets it fly inside the arc. A long jumper is good. A long 2. 53-47. Vandy back in front by 6. 6:46 remaining in this fourth quarter. Basketball back with Alabama. Weathers on the right wing. Gives to Green, top of the key. Head fake by her. A dribble to the right. Now gets downhill down the right side. Green throws it up, throws it in. Zay Green. She's got 8 points. 53-49. Alabama trailing by 4. 6:20 remaining. Vanderbilt with the basketball. Blake's over the timeline. Hand off to Moore on the left wing. Pierre driving in against Azuma. Dumps it off. Right side layup good by Vanderbilt. Flying in the last moment was Jane Waba from the right side to make it 55-49. Alabama's made 3 shots in a row, but Vanderbilt has punched back each time with 3 shots of their own. 6 minutes to go in this game. Barker to Collins in the right corner. Collins, right side lane, no, wide open Barker. Starting to drive in for the left side, throws it up, banks it home. Barker takes over again. 55-51. You thought maybe SA would attempt a 3, but instead she drives in and scores. She's now got 27 points. Waba, head fake by her left corner to Pierre, left front court. Then to Blakes, who slows it down for Vanderbilt, up by 4. 5.5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Blake's on the right wing. Guarded by Green. 10 on the shot clock. She goes to Moore in between the rings. Moore at the top of the key. Moore driving down the right side lane. Underhand layup. Banks in off the window. 57-51. Alabama again trailing by 6. Vanderbilt knocking down its last 4 shots. Same could be said for Alabama. Green at the top of the key. Green out to Barker on the left wing. Barker thought about a 3, now launches a 3, and she's got it! Sarah Ashley Barker with 30 points in her return. That makes it a 3-point game at 57-54. .445 left to go in this fourth quarter. Vanderbilt with the basketball up 3. Green jarred the ball loose for a moment, but Vandy keeps possession with Oliver. Hand off to Pierre, long jumper, in and out, no good. Barker the rebound. Here comes Alabama. Crimson Tide trailing by 3, 4.5 minutes to go. Green attacks down the left side, dumps it off to Azuma. She's got it, right side layup, good! 57-56, Alabama to within a point. Timeout taken, 4:20 left to go. Coleman Coliseum, the fans on their feet as the Crimson Tide have made it a 1-point game. 6 shots in a row have gone in for Christie Curry's Crimson Tide. We still got 4:20 to play, and it's a 1-point game. Vanderbilt 57, Alabama 56. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Alabama One is a proud supporter of the University of Alabama Athletics. At Alabama One, we understand you have big life goals. Whether you're paying off student debt, buying a home, or retiring, your big life goals require healthy finances. As a full-service credit union, Alabama One offers our members the resources you need to reach your goals, including better rates than most banks and a full suite of products, including credit cards and loans for mortgages, cars, businesses, and land. Visit us in person or online, alabama1.org. Alabama One is an equal housing lender.
I'm John Miller. And I'm Kobe Prentice. Make sure you and your family are up to date this summer on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory disease.
Vaccinations against these viruses are important for everyone, especially those at a higher risk of developing serious complications, including older Americans and those with certain medical conditions.
So don't wait, vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today. Stay safe and roll Tide.
Hello, Tide fans. This is Chris Stewart for Conecuh Sausage. Conecuh's an Alabama fan favorite we all know and love. It's made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked sausage of the Crimson Tide.
4 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in this game. Vanderbilt 57 and Alabama 56. After the game, stay with us for the Regions postgame show with head coach Christie Curry. The final stats as well. Get your University of Alabama Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card today. What a game. Alabama, after a rough third quarter, now stepping it up offensively. Alabama only scored 7 points in the third. Here in the fourth, Alabama has outscored Vanderbilt 15-13, and the Crimson Tide have made their last 6 shots. Vanderbilt pretty good shooting as well here in the fourth quarter, making 4 of their last 5. Star power on display. Sarah Ashley Barker with 30 points in this game for the Crimson Tide. 13 of 18 so far in this ball game. She's also got 6 rebounds. You look at Barker, her career high came last year against Kentucky with 34 points, so she's not far away from setting a new career high, as she has been everything Alabama has needed and more. And again, credit Christie Curry, the coaching staff, training staff, not rushing her back. When she came back, Alabama wanted her at 100%, and she's been brilliant, putting together one of the best games she's had this year. She's been the star for the Tide. Star for Vanderbilt, clearly Michaela Blakes, an outstanding freshman who had a tip in at the buzzer to beat Tennessee last week. She has scored 26 points on the road here at Alabama. We still have 4:20 to go in this game. 4 times this game has been tied. 8 times the lead has changed hands. Alabama trying to win what would be its 11th straight game against Vanderbilt, but work to do. Commodores with the basketball, leading by a point, 57-56. Back underway with Oliver at the top of the key. Handoff to Moore, then to Blakes. Blakes, right side, cuts to the basket. Underhand layup, blocked away. Carly Weathers. The two bus loads from Loretto, Tennessee, here to see Carly. She provides an outstanding defensive play, disrupting the Vanderbilt progress. Blocking a shot by Blake's out of play. It'll still be Vanderbilt basketball. Carly Weathers, toughest on the floor a moment ago. Baseline out of bounds play from the right side. Moore into Kapanis, who was injured a moment ago, returns with a heavily taped up right knee. Gives the basketball top of the key to Pierre. Pierre, 5 in the shot clock, in the paint. Has her pass stolen away by Zay Green. Here comes Alabama. Chance to take the lead this possession. Green into the crimson paint. Gives to Weathers, top of the key. Weathers swings it out to Barker, left side. Barker on the left wing to Green, top of the key, who slows it down for Alabama. Crimson Tide ball trailing 57-56. 3:39 remaining in this game. 10 on the shot clock. Green to Barker, right block. Barker into the paint, spins around, lost her footing, goes to Weathers, right side three. Off the iron, no good. Rebound Pierre, basketball to Vandy. Commodores with Blakes slowing down the tempo, dribbling over the timeline. Now gets moving against Green at the top of the key. Blakes backing up a few steps, now attacks. Down the right side, a hand check foul will be called on Zay Green. And that will put Vanderbilt in the bonus when Alabama committee gets 15th foul here in the fourth quarter. Second foul on Green. Worth noting as well, Essence Cody playing at the moment for the Crimson Tide with 4 fouls. Links to the free throw line where she has been perfect 5 of 5 in this game. She's an 86% free throw shooter on the year. 26 points in this contest. Blake's first one, got it. 58-56. Crimson Tide down 2, 3:14 remaining. One more coming up. Short on the free throw. Barker the rebound, basketball to Alabama. Crimson Tide ball trailing by 2. Green at the top of the key. Green down the left side of the lane, spins around and traveled with the basketball. Turnover, a tough time for Alabama. Turnovers have been a story in this game. Alabama with 23 in this contest. 12 by Vanderbilt. Alabama, it's only been averaging 13 turnovers per game, so it's been an uncharacteristic 23 turnovers in this contest. Crimson Tide with Nye, Cody on the floor along with Barker, Green, Weathers, and a technical foul has been issued against Zay Green as well, so that is her 3rd foul. That will send Vandy to the line with Moore, and her first free throw is good. 59-56, so that's little time there for the Crimson Tide with a technical foul, again, according to the stats issued to Zay Green. One more coming up from Moore, and that's good. 60-56 with that. And Vanderbilt will now have possession, trying to build on a 4-point lead, so whatever happened with Zay Green, just very ill-timed there for the Crimson Tide. Now the basketball with Vandy up 4. Pierre at the top of the key gives to Moore. Moore. Step to the right, still staying beyond the arc. Now passing to Pierre, just inside top of the key. Her pull-up jumper, off the back iron, no good. Rebound tapped by Green to Pierre. Pierre's hook shot, no good from the right side. Rebound by Alabama's Green, and a foul called in transition on Vanderbilt. Foul will go against Camille Pierre. Now we'll give the basketball back to the Crimson Tide. Now all of a sudden trailing by 4 just after Vanderbilt skipped to 2 points by the technical foul. Crimson Tide have made 6 of their last 7 from the floor. Basketball with Crimson Tide. Cody at the top of the key. Cody gives to Green on the right wing. Green passing the ball to Nye. Nye at the top of the key. Hurries down the left side lane to the rim, puts it up, puts it in. Aaliyah Nye scoring for just the 2nd time today. She's got 4 points. She makes it a 2-point game at 60-58. 2:20 to go. Blake's over the timeline for Vanderbilt. Picked up on defense by Green. Blake's hurries down the right side lane. Traveled with the basketball. Just over the right block. Lost her footing, lost the ball, and it's the Crimson Tide. An opportunity. Tie it up with a 2. Take the lead with a 3-pointer. 2:14 to go here in this 4th quarter. In terms of dramatic basketball, this has been the game of the year so far for Alabama. This one going right down to the wire between two teams punching at the top of the SEC, Vanderbilt and Alabama. Here is Barker down the right side lane, layup up, layup in, S.A. That makes it Alabama. And Vanderbilt tied at 60 with 2 minutes to go. Barker with 32 points in her return. Vanderbilt with the basketball. Vanderbilt has missed its last 4 shots. Alabama's made 8 of its last 9. Blakes drives, left side layup, good, and 1. Foul called against Alabama as Blakes takes a hard fall to the floor, gets back up. And now she's put Vandy back in front, 62-60. And one opportunity coming up for Blakes to the line. He's got 29 points. The foul goes against Barker, her second. And one for Blakes coming up. What a game. Here is Blakes. Puts it up and in. 3-point Vanderbilt lead, 63-60. Basketball back with Alabama. Weathers over the timeline down the right side to the rim. Layup up, left it short. Rebound fought for and one under the basket by Pierre. Basketball with Vanderbilt. Gives to Oliver. Oliver over the timeline right. Minute and a half to go. Vanderbilt ball up by 3 at Alabama. Pass to the top of the key. Pierre, left side lane, mid-range jumper is short. Rebound, won by Barker, then taken away by Pierre. Quick steal by Pierre just after Barker had the defensive rebound. Blake slowing things down in between the rings for Vanderbilt. Trying to win in Tuscaloosa for the first time in 9 years. Blake's driving, knocks down Barker, and a foul called against Barker. Blocking foul against Barker. The fans in Tuscaloosa don't like it. 59 seconds remaining. Alabama down 3. Blake's knocking down Barker. What looked like the replay. Blake's was aggressive with her right shoulder, but the foul is called against Barker. 2 shots coming up. Vanderbilt 7 of 8 at the line this quarter, and another one good. This one by Blake's, making it 64-60. Blake's with 31 points, 59 seconds to play. Alabama now trailing by 4. Blake's puts it up and in. 65-60. Christie Curry called timeout, so the Crimson Tide can advance the ball past mid-floor. Really no time to waste. Only 59 seconds to go, trailing 65-60 against Vanderbilt. Final game in January coming up on Thursday night. We'll make the road trip to Kentucky to take on one of the better teams in the SEC, Kentucky Wildcats. Run by new head coach Kenny Brooks. Comes over from Virginia Tech, a key member of his staff, former Alabama assistant Lindsey Hicks, who's an assistant coach for Coach Brooks. Look forward to seeing Lindsey. Of course, was an assistant here for Coach Curry and also played for Coach Curry at Purdue. 6 p.m. will be the tip-off from the Bluegrass. 5:45 will be our radio airtime coming up on Thursday. Then the Crimson Tide home coming up next Sunday to start the new month against Georgia. Crimson Tide inbound the basketball with Carly Weathers right in front of the Crimson Tide bench. Sideline of the bounds from the left side. Weathers looks, goes to Green. Green catches the inbounds pass. Alabama ball down 5. Here's Weathers. Driving in from the right side under the basket. Carly bounce pass to Cody. Cody in the paint swings it out to Green. Right side. Green to the right side lane. Now on the left side to Weathers. Weathers left side lane to Barker on the right wing. Catch and release 3-pointer. She's got it! Sarah Ashley Barker makes it a 2-point game, and Barker with a career high 35 points against Vanderbilt. Timeout Vandy. 65-63. Sarah Ashley Barker with 35 for the tie. That's her 3rd 3-pointer of the game. Biggest story from today's game is that Sarah Ashley Barker is back. Regardless of what this final score ends up being, Alabama will still have a winning mark in SEC play, and you get the feeling Vanderbilt has a lot more wins coming up in SEC play. The Commodores 3-3 in the league, but they have been impressive in this ballgame. They've already posted wins against Tennessee, Arkansas, and Georgia in league play. Some tough losses to Kentucky, Ole Miss, and LSU, but they've won 2 straight. And they've had an inspired second half after trailing by 7 at halftime against Alabama. It's an Alabama team that's had an uncharacteristic game in terms of turnovers. Some shots haven't fallen here in this second half, but Sarah Ashley Barker to come back. Wondered how close she would be to 100% coming off the ankle injury to respond with a career-high 35 points. Says a lot. So now the Crimson Tide needing what crowd's pleading for, defense. 41 seconds remaining here in the fourth. 65-63. Vanderbilt with the ball and the lead. They, of course, advance the ball past midfloor in this final minute. Timeout situation, 2 for each side. Alabama's already put Vandy in the bonus with 5 fouls. Vandy at 3 team fouls. Oliver on the right sideline. Inbounds the basketball to Blakes, nearly through her hands. Blakes down the right side lane, backs it up to the right wing. Blakes in between the rings, guarded closely by Green. 11-second difference in between the game clock and shot clock. Blake still dribbling around in between the rings now, around the screen to the right wing. 10 on the shot clock. To Moore. Moore to the free throw line. Jumper on the way is well short. Rebound. Barker fighting for the ball. A tie-up. Possession arrow will favor Vanderbilt. If not, a foul. Let's see. Shea Ralph wanting a tie-up, and an alternate possession to Alabama. Let's see what the foul call is going to be. Possibly. Officials still talking it over. Foul's actually going to go against Camille Pierre. That is her 5th foul. She fouls out with 14 seconds left to go, so that will give Crimson Tide possession. 4th team foul on Vanderbilt. So Pierre out of the ball game with 5 fouls. Angelica Suffren, Dee Kantner talking at mid-floor, looking to the clock, and now we'll go to the scores table as well. Again, Pierre called for her 5th foul. Christie Curry will talk to Dee Kantner. And now Coach Curry will call timeout so the Crimson Tide can advance the ball again past mid-floor and work with 14.2 seconds left. With the Crimson Tide trailing 65-63 against Vanderbilt. A game this has been between the Crimson Tide and the Commodores, and now Alabama's got an opportunity tied up with a 2 or take the lead and potentially, if clock goes all the way down, get a win at the buzzer. Last game, Vanderbilt, last Sunday, got a buzzer-beating win against Tennessee. The buzzer beater was on a rebound and quick putback by Michaela Blakes. So Vanderbilt's been in tight games before. Alabama really hasn't had a tight game go quite down to the wire like this all throughout the season. Michigan State, Alabama pulled away in the 4th quarter. Richmond, Alabama pulled away in the 4th quarter in West Palm Beach. Lost narrowly at California in early December. But Cal was kind of in a similar boat. Alabama was in some of those 4th quarters on the road, kind of pulled away. And free throws made it closer at the end. But now Alabama, 14.2 seconds left. Shot clock turned off. Crimson Tide trailing 65-63 against Vanderbilt. Sideline out of bounds from the left side. Weathers the inbounds pass to Barker. Barker already with 35 points today. Barker attacks the paint. Down the right side, throws up a shot, too strong. Rebound fought for, won by Oliver. 5 seconds left. Alabama will foul. Weathers knocking down Blakes. Key rebound for Vanderbilt, Oliver, and then Weathers commits the foul against Blakes. 4 seconds left. Vanderbilt can try and make it a 2-possession game at the free throw line. 3rd foul against Carly Weathers. Teams will march down to the other end. This layup by Barker from the right side. Only 6 missed shot compared to 15 makes by Barker today. Here is Blakes to the line, 9 of 10. First one on the way is good to make it a 3-point Vanderbilt lead, 66-63 with 4.9 seconds to go. One more for Blakes, try and make it a 2-possession game that expect Alabama to call timeout as this one's up. No good. Barker the rebound and a quick timeout. Barker was calling for it under the basket at the same time. Christie Curry called the timeout from the Crimson Tide bench. So 4.1 seconds remaining. Alabama will have it on its end of the floor. Now it's time to draw up what you would imagine would be a game-tying 3-pointer. Speaking of 3-pointers, Alabama 5 of 17 from 3 in this game. 3 by Sarah Ashley Barker. Player that leads the SEC in 3-point makes this season, Aaliyah Nye, has not connected on a 3 since going back to early last Thursday against Vanderbilt. Thursday before last, she did not make a three-pointer at Arkansas. Last Sunday, the Crimson Tide did not play on Thursday. And then today, Nye has been 0 for 2 from three-point land. She has scored in this fourth quarter. She has 4 points, 2 of 7 from the floor, 4 rebounds, but mostly the offense in this fourth quarter, especially from Zay Green and Sarah Ashley Barker. Barker with 35 points, a career high in this game. So Christie Curry drawing up her offense in the Crimson Tide huddle. Shea Ralph drawing up her defense in the Vanderbilt huddle. Crimson Tide return to the floor. Sarah Ashley Barker, Aaliyah Nye, Carly Weathers will get ready for the inbounds pass. Zay Green, Essence Cody. Vanderbilt with Oliver, Waba, Blakes, Madison Green, and Ayanna Moore. Sideline out of bounds play with 4.1 seconds left. Alabama needs a three to tie it up, trailing 66-63. Inbound to Barker, who's quickly fouled by Vanderbilt's Green. So that will be the 5th team foul, and that will send the Crimson Tide to the line for 2 shots with Sarah Ashley Barker. Solid strategy by Vanderbilt. You're up 3, 4 seconds left. Instead of allowing Alabama to get a game-tying shot, send the Crimson Tide to the line. Alabama can only get to within a point. Barker to the line, 2 of 2 at the line today, 70% for the season. First game back for her here on January 26th since she went out January 2nd with an ankle injury. 35 points, make it 36, knocking down the first, 66-64. Barker looks to the sideline for instruction from Coach Curry. Looks again at the bench, puts the next one up, no good, rebound tipped. Nye trying to save it in play, goes out of play with the basketball, steps on the right sideline. Vanderbilt will have the ball with 1.6 seconds remaining. Commodores and Coach Ralph called their final timeout. Alabama's out of timeouts with 1.6 to go. You imagine Alabama will try and foul as quickly as possible on the inbounds pass, and let's get lucky at the line, but there won't be much time left on the clock. Only 1.6 seconds left in what has been about as well played a game as possible. Alabama certainly doesn't like the turnovers in this game, but Crimson Tide shooting 52% from the floor. They've seen a career performance with a career high 36 points by Sarah Ashley Barker. Vanderbilt's had a brilliant performance as well from Michaela Blakes, a freshman who certainly looks to be on her way to all SEC freshman honors. She's already been a 3-time SEC Freshman of the Week. She could end up being the SEC Freshman of the Year. Fine performance today against the Crimson Tide. Blake's 36 points earlier against Georgia. The inbounds pass from Oliver. Sideline out of bounds from the right side. Quickly in and stolen away by the Tides. Barker heaves into the buzzer, but it comes up short. And Alabama's comeback bid in this fourth quarter will as well. Vanderbilt Commodores pick up this win in Tuscaloosa, 66-64, in a tightly contested SEC women's basketball game. When we return to Tuscaloosa, we'll begin the region's postgame show. That's up next here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm John Miller. And I'm Kobe Prentice. Make sure you and your family are up to date this summer on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory disease.
Vaccinations against these viruses are important for everyone, especially those at a higher risk of developing serious complications, including older Americans and those with certain medical conditions.
So don't wait, vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today. Stay safe and roll Tide.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get 2.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Offer valid through February 3rd, 2025. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $29.08 monthly payment for every $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Alabama One is a proud supporter of the University of Alabama Athletics. At Alabama One, we understand you have big life goals. Whether you're paying off student debt, buying a home, or retiring, your big life goals require healthy finances. As a full-service credit union, Alabama One offers our members the resources you need to reach your goals, including better rates than most banks and a full suite of products, including credit cards and loans for mortgages, cars, businesses, and land. Visit us in person or online, alabama1.org. Alabama One is an equal housing lender.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Barker thought about a three, now launches a three, and she's got it! Sarah Ashley Barker with 30 points in her return. That makes it a three-point game at 57-54. Green attacks down the left side, dumps it off to Azuma. She's got it! Right side layup, good! 57-56, Alabama to within a point. Hard-fought game. Vanderbilt picks up a 66-64 win against Alabama here in Tuscaloosa. We welcome you to the Regions postgame show. Roger Hoover now joined by the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christie Curry. And, Coach, what a battle this was between Alabama and Vanderbilt. Just your main thoughts after a grueling 40 minutes of play.
Yeah, way too many turnovers. You know, I think that was the difference in the game. You know, you can't turn the ball over and give up 30 points. And then I thought we did a really poor job defensively. We put them on the free throw line. You know, and they really good free throw shooting team. So 16 free throws, and then, you know, when you get 30 points off turnovers, that's 46 points. I thought we missed a couple shots there at the rim here late. Just too many turnovers, whether it was a shooting turnover or then not taking care of the ball. So disappointing. I thought we were way too casual.
Sarah Ashley Barker makes her return, gets a career high, 36 points. What did you like about SA's effort today?
Yeah, I mean, great effort. You know, we just needed to have some help around her a little bit and take better care of the basketball. I thought we lost some folks in transition, too. Just way too many turnovers, whether it shows up in the stat sheet or not, with miscues. A lot of miscues today.
What does it say about the way she was able to attack, getting back from her injury, and also the training staff, coaching staff not rushing her back too quickly?
Yeah, I mean, she's just unbelievable with her effort and energy in all aspects of the program. So a really great job by her doing everything that they were asking above and beyond. And, you know, we just today weren't able to give her a lot of help.
Crimson Tide falling by 2 in this ball game against Vanderbilt. Next up, a road trip to Kentucky coming up on Thursday. What do you want to see from the response from this ball game from your team in practice?
We got to defend. You know, we got to defend and rebound and create some energy from our defense. I thought we weren't able to do much of that today, and we've got to do a better job defensively. I thought we did some uncharacteristic things on strong hand drives and just the tendencies. I mean, they shoot the three so well, and they're a much better shooting team at home, and I know they had a big win today. So to go up there and defend and rebound, you know, those are two things you have to pack in your suitcase on the road.
Coach, we look forward to the road trip to Lexington. Thank you for your time. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
That's the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christie Curry. Her comments following this game. Vanderbilt picking up a 66-64 win against the Crimson Tide. Our post-game conversation with Coach Curry, always presented by Ford. With impressive power and smart features, great things can happen when you drive a Ford F-150. Bring home a champion today. See your local Ford dealer, a proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Before we get a break, let's pause 10 seconds for Station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. This is the Regions postgame show. Get your University of Alabama Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card today. We will step aside and come back one final time to Tuscaloosa in a moment. Final score from here in T-Town today. It's Vanderbilt 66 and Alabama 64. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.